Welcome to Fire Breathing Kittens, a standalone Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Each episode is a separate, complete adventure, so you can listen to them in any order. We are joined by Tornan.
Hello. I am a 5'6" tall wood elf. I am dressed mostly in brown and dark clothing, and I have a bow on my back. I am a level 1 ranger.
Raincloud.
Hi, I'm playing Raincloud. Raincloud is about a 6'9" snow leopard tabaxi, dressed in minimal but very, very fine clothing with a rapier at his side.
And Silva.
Greetings, I am Silva. Given my beak, it's very difficult to pronounce what is commonly said as my race, but I'm an Aarakocra. I stand average human height. I am merely 19, but I've seen a lot, and I have wings and a beak. I am a bard, and I have, in my time, had to resort to being a spy.
You are all in the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild Hall. The guild is a large building with a bar, a sitting area with wooden tables and chairs, and a wall with a corkboard and job flyers posted.
I am sitting at the bar. Drinking something my last character would not be caught dead drinking beer.
I'm leaning against the bar, in the only sunbeam of light that is hitting the bar, and I'm trying to engage in conversation with people, but I'm just feeling so sleepy right now.
I was making my way to the bar, but I caught sight of my reflection in a mirror, and now I have to look at myself with each of my eyes over and over until I am satisfied.
And I thought elves were narcissists.
Raincloud does one of those things where his elbow slips out from under him and he cracks his chin off the bar and wakes up with a start. Oh, I say. I appear to have dozed off. I say, chaps, anyone in the mood for a job? Oh.
Yeah, I think if something needs something to wake you up.
Indeed.
I could go for some fresh air, stretch the wings. Absolutely, why not?
All right, Raincloud will approach the message board and start having a look.
He sees 2 job flyers. The first one says, "Are you up for a task of utmost secrecy? If so, ask for the Son of the Moon at the Boar's Head Inn on Saturday at sundown." The second one says, "Martin Casciolini, Duke of Ichi, is currently hiring 1 servant. Must be attractive. Everything in the Casciolini mansion is a work of art. Lodging and board is included. Pay 10 gold per month." And out of character for the players, that's about 1.5 times the minimum wage, so it's not bad pay for a day job.
Well, when it comes to the choice between serving another person and intrigue, I think you all know which one Raincloud Moonglow would go for.
I cannot give up my days, as I am in the middle of writing a light operetta, and this would simply get in the way.
Oh, I say, how is the operetta coming along?
It's going very well. I've decided which key it's going to be in.
Oh, yes.
So that's always a good start.
I'm very excited to hear a sample from it.
All in good time, all in good time, all in good time, yes.
Don't rush him. After all, he won't be done until the fat lady sings, so...
I think you'll find that Lady Turkina, the diva I have my eye upon for the solo, is not fat. She is stout, robust, and gifted with fine lungs.
So what do you say, fellows? Fancy a trip to the Boar's Head? It's not an inn I'm familiar with.
Yes, why not?
They say you play the Boar's Head Inn twice in your career. Once on the way up, once on the way down. Let this be my first.
Ooh, it sounds like my kind of place. Could you read out the job listing one more time, please?
Yes. The first one says, "Are you up for a task of utmost secrecy? If so, ask for the Son of the Moon at the Boar's Head Inn on Saturday at sundown."
What day is this and
The
what
second,
time?
It's Saturday and it's about 9 a.m.
Okay, so we still have a ways to go.
Yes, plenty of time for a few naps in the interim.
And I do need to make sure that my feathers are all in order, so... Yes, I think that is plenty of time.
If I might be so bold, Silva, I think you're looking absolutely spiffing today. Is that a new feather wax you're using?
It's a blend. I've started to make my own. I take the periodicals, and they said that homebrew is the finest. So yes, it's mainly beeswax and secretions from my own glands.
I say,
It's good enough for ducks.
that sounds like something you could market and sell.
Oh, were there the hours in the day, my friend? Were there the hours?
Okay.
Well, you certainly have the glands for it.
One does one's best.
Yeah.
So do we know how far away the Boar's Head is? How long it's going to take to get there?
Oh, yeah. A casual stroll around town would take you to the Boar's Head Inn. You're familiar with the local bars just from wandering around, you know. As you walked here today, you might have possibly walked past it.
What's the Boar's Head like? Do we know?
Yeah, you know that the Fox Face Inn is where the rich people go. That's the one on the cliff that overlooks the ocean. And the Boar's Head is kind of like average people, you know? Like, it's not a scary bar, but it's not the nice bar, you know?
So we've got a day to kill, basically.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, it seems like we have plenty of time at our disposal. Unfortunately, I'm particularly low on gold at the moment. I've been having quite a bad run of it on the dice tables recently, and I had to pawn off my thieves' tools, which I really for a mission of the utmost importance and secrecy. It sounds like something that I could probably use. Does anyone got any ideas for how one might acquire such things with no gold to speak of?
Well, there are ways.
What?
There are ways. My character is considering.
Well, were we to perhaps entertain the notion of playing at servants for the day? It might aid us. I have not put my spying skills to good use in a while, and as such, could be good to sharpen them in a mission of what would apparently be zero concern.
Yes, I like the plan, but they did say that they were looking for one servant for a month. Maybe 3 could get the job done in one day.
Very possibly.
Yes, but they require you to be good looking.
Well, that's a check for all of us, if I might be so bold.
I fail to see the bump in the road on this one, my friend.
I may be an elf, but I'm not exactly the most attractive. My charisma is not high enough to make my character the most attractive looking elf on Earth.
You're an elf being hired by a human. You're still going to outwow them.
True.
I approach Tornan and I'm like, nonsense. And I start kind of like ruffling him up a bit and kind of straighten his collar and like doing his hair. And I'm like, yes, you look wonderful. Better than any human.
Silva produces a modest secretion and gives him a side parting.
I back up at that.
Ooh, don't mind if I do. And Raincloud takes it and he starts rubbing it into his whiskers. Oh, that is some fine beeswax.
There's something to it, isn't there? It's because it sounds like it's going to be good, and then it turns out to be excellent. That's the difference.
Yes, and what is the aroma I'm getting from those secretions? Is that grain? Corn?
I don't know, but I would stay away from large crowds of pigeons for the next half an hour till that eases off a touch. You might find yourself amorously advanced upon by a flock.
Sage advice.
Oh. Well, this is proving to be interesting.
Okay, so would Raincloud know anyone in the local area who might be able to provide thieves' tools that he could maybe convince to get them on like layaway or whatever?
You seem really distressed by this, so since you're at the bar with Nusi the bartender and she's overhearing everything, she pipes up. She's a level 20 retired tiefling druid adventurer. She's got white hair. She's quite pretty, and she's wearing a red, like, bell-style dress where it's wide at the base. So she says, you can borrow a pair from the guild. And she reaches behind the bar and gets a key, and she goes over to the supply area and hands you a set of thieves' tools. The leather is old and hasn't been oiled recently. It's starting to crack. It's not the best thieves' tools set ever, but it'll do.
Cool. I'll rub some of the excess beeswax and Anagramadingdong secretions out of my whiskers and rub them into the leather as I admire the handiwork.
Okay.
Well, there's another use for it. I had no idea. I am going to have to start bottling this.
Indeed. Very well, gentlemen. If it's all the same to you, I think I might find a spot on the rug where that sunbeam is about to arrive and take my leave until maybe half an hour before sundown.
I wish to spend some time in the sky, stretching my wings.
Is there anything else that can be done around here, until the evening?
That's up to you. Tornan, you tell me what you do, and I tell you how it happens.
I guess I'm going out hunting.
All right. Tornan, roll a survival check. I guess Raincloud, roll a persuasion check. And can you clarify again what you were doing? I missed that, Silva.
Just going to have a fly around above the city.
Nice.
Just
Okay.
get the wind in the feathers.
Yeah, do an athletics check.
That's a 21 on persuasion.
Oh, okay. There are some halfling girls in the bar, and they see the sleeping snow leopard, and at first they're whispering you're asleep and you don't notice, and then you're just so charismatic and adorable that they get some, like, little cat treats, and, like, maybe a small piece of filet mignon that they order from the bar, and they don't know you're sentient, and they try to, like, feed you and pet you.
Oh, hello.
And then you talk, and then they're a little embarrassed.
Is that steak for me?
They hand you the steak.
I wolf it down. Raincloud Mundo, pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And that's where we'll leave you, hanging out at the bar. For Silva, who's flying through the air, what was your athletics check?
It was 14.
Okay, that's pretty average. So you feel the wind through your feathers, and you're delighted by a lovely day spent in the clouds. You don't get pooped on by a bird, but you also don't get any, like, bonuses from feeling like after you've run and you feel all energized. You're just middle of the road, having a good day in the clouds.
Nice.
And Tornan, what was your
19.
survival roll?
19.
Okay, wow, that's very high. So you find one rabbit, and you're dressing the rabbit when a deer walks upon you. What a stupid deer. And then you get a whole deer.
Oh, yeah, I'm bringing home dinner.
All right. And by the time you've all done this, a few hours pass, and it is 5 p.m. on Saturday when you meet back up at the guild hall.
I've brought meat.
Well, that's a fine thing. I've yet to eat. If you're willing to share, I will certainly stand us a round of ale to go with our dinner.
Very well, I will do so.
Silva immediately takes a chunk of uncooked meat, holds it between his feet, and starts to just tear strips off of it.
Well, that's one way to do it, I guess.
It's the only way, my boy, the only way.
That's what I'm getting in these secretions. It's raw meat, yes.
Well, that plays a large role in it, certainly.
There's a lovely nuttiness to it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's the... I used to have a rather amusing drinking horn that said, it's an Aarakocra thing you wouldn't understand. But alas, that fell out of my knapsack over a particularly deep canyon.
I had a scabbard for my dagger, and it said, my drinking team has an adventuring problem.
Ah.
That is very, very droll. I imagine in the original Tabaxi, it's even funnier.
I suppose it is, yes.
All right, so I guess the guild hall has a kitchen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Rodolfo, the chef, can cook that deer up for you if you want.
Yeah.
He'll take one leg as his fee and cook the rest for you as you like.
Okay.
But it's now 5:30 p.m. and the sun is beginning to set.
Okay. We'll come back for the meal.
The nights are drawing in. Tell me, my fellow adventurers, are we equipped? Do we have what we need? No one needs to be making any last-minute rushes.
I'm good.
You're good? I'm pleased to hear it.
Raincloud flashes out his claws, his retractable claws, like, I'm always ready to go. Shink.
As am I. Well, excellent. It won't take us more than an hour to walk to the place, will we? So we have some time.
Let us take in the evening air.
It's winter. The sun's going to set around 6.
So we need to get over there.
Then let us make haste.
Well, what time were we due there? Was it 9 p.m.?
Nightfall.
Nightfall. Beg your pardon. Nightfall. I misunderstood. Well, in that case, let us walk with purpose.
They head out of the Fire-Breathing Kittens Guild Hall out onto the cobbled streets beyond. After a brief walk, they arrive at the Boar's Head Inn. You're standing in front of a large wooden door.
So we're looking for the son of the moon. Who wants to do the talking?
If it's a matter of secrecy, I have a background in professional secrecy, so I'm willing to take that role if no one objects.
Good.
By all means.
So Silva pushes open the door, and usefully, he gets to see both sides of the room at once. So he's having a good look around, taking in what appears to be, certainly at first glance, a perfectly average looking inn.
It is a very large wooden building, very similar to the Fire-Breathing Kittens Guild, except that there isn't a bar. There is a kitchen area where people can get a meal, and there's a complimentary breakfast area, but breakfast isn't currently set up. You can see old pancakes in the trash next to the buffet table. There's a reception area with a front desk.
Silva approaches the front desk and catches the eye of whoever's on the desk. Is there someone on the desk, actually? I should check.
There is. The receptionist is kind of overweight and has dark skin. She says, "Hello, can I interest you in a stay at the Boar's Head Inn?"
Good evening. Thank you very much for the kind offer. Before we answer that, we were just wondering, would we be able to contact the son of the moon?
She looks around furtively and then coughs and says, "Cough. He could be here." He looks around again.
Could be here. Okay.
And what would improve the odds of him being here?
She looks awkward. She coughs and she says, "Well, you know, he could be here." Cough, cough, cough. She rubs her fingers together.
Oh.
Silva, I think it might be her. I think she might be the son of the moon.
She rubs her fingers together.
Allow me, I'm well versed in these matters. Silva takes a gold piece from the pocket of his jerkin and places it as soundlessly as he can on the ledger in front of the woman on reception, and says, "Forgive me, I possibly didn't enunciate correctly the first time. Would we be able to contact the son of the moon?"
She slides her hand across the ledger and takes the coin and slides it back to herself and slips it into her pocket and says, "Ah, yes, of course. He's on the second floor, third room on the left."
Thank you ever so much. You're a credit to your profession. My friends, it would appear that the doctor is in. Should we proceed?
Let's.
Very well.
We were hired for this and we just paid.
Well, we haven't been hired just yet.
No, that's true.
Did they call this a sunken cost? One thing you should know about me, I'm not very good with money and that type of thing.
That is true.
I'm just putting that out there.
I've come to realize this.
Yes.
However, far be it from me to predict anything, but I get the feeling that perhaps the entrepreneurial attitude of the lady on the front desk is not in any way connected with this particular mission and is simply a side product of either not caring about her job or not being paid enough to care about her job, in which case it's hardly for us to make a fuss about it.
They're saying this a few steps away from the receptionist desk, or are they saying this as they walk up to the second floor?
I presumed wrongly. I presumed, which is wrong to do. I presumed they were doing this delicately enough so as not to be overheard by the receptionist. Okay,
well then, the elf, the snow leopard tabaxi, and the Aarakocra walk up to the second floor. You're standing in a hallway with doors on the left and right.
Third left, wasn't it?
It was, as I recall. Shall we?
Yes.
So Silva counts 3 doors along on the left and knocks as well as feathers can on a door.
All right. You hear someone move in the room beyond and footsteps heading towards the door. A lock and the handle clicks as it is turned, and the door opens. At first, you look ahead and see the opposing wall with its window, but then you look down and you see Smurf-like a small blue person. He opens the door and gestures for you to come inside. Come in, he says.
Thank you.
Shh, he says.
Silva tiptoes inside.
Raincloud kind of marches in. He's like, Raincloud Moonglow, pleasure to make your acquaintance, and extends his hand.
Tornan. Just Tornan. My character smoothly walks into the room.
He shakes Raincloud's hand and closes the door behind him. Why are you here? He says, testing you.
We are searching for the son of the moon.
We were reliably informed we could find him in here.
All right, good. That's me. Are you ready for a task of utmost secrecy?
Usually, yes.
There's 100 gold in it for you if you'll go to the Casciolini Castle and destroy the book. This is when I should have the name of the book. Give me 1 second. I put it somewhere and I don't know where.
We could just destroy all the books and cover our bases.
Tell us, Moonson, you keep us in suspense.
The book's name is Snooty Mer-Coin by Rin T-Berry Moon. I'll spell that for you guys because it's weird.
Yeah.
Snooty Mer, M-E-R hyphen coin, C-O-I-N, by Rin, R-I-N, T-Berry, T-E-A-B-E-R-R-Y, Moon, M-U-N. Snooty Mer-Coin by Rin T-Berry Moon. He says, destroy that book and bring me proof, and I'll pay you 100 gold.
I'm sorry, I had a quick question. You're the son of the moon. This book was written by someone with a similar name. My surname is actually Moonglow. I wonder, is there any connection between you and this author? And indeed, maybe we are related somehow.
He glares at you and he says, you're asking questions. This is a task of secrecy. Do I have to hire someone else?
No.
No, if it's a need-to-know basis, that is, that I just like to get that kind of thing out of the way before we begin.
Yeah, he seems a little irritated. He's a bit grouchy.
All right.
I understand matters of secrecy. What proof would be acceptable? A charred book cover? An outstanding library ticket?
No.
Fair enough.
A charred book cover will do it.
And what sort of time frame would you prefer this to take place in? Please tell me if I ask a question that's out of order.
On Monday morning, I'm going to be packing up and leaving this room. Have it done before then.
So we got a day and a half, technically. All right.
Is there any more information you can give us about this castle, who lives there, who guards it, where the book is in the castle? I feel a little out of my depth here.
I genuinely don't know much about the castle or the book that I can tell you safely.
Very well. Even who its lord is?
Oh, the lord I can tell you. Martin Casciolini.
Okay.
I'm going to do a knowledge local check to see if I can know anything about the Cascolinis. That's a good roll. I don't have local anymore.
History.
Yeah, history. 15.
Okay, with the 15, you know that Martin Casciolini is the Duke of Ichi. He rules over a territory pretty close to here.
Okay.
It's called Ichi.
Silva's going to make a history as well, because sometimes these lords have songs written about them, have great, histories and that kind of thing. So, that's just a 10.
Okay, with the 10, there's not much additionally that you know, except that you know that bards don't go there much because they don't get a lot of money from that circuit. It's not super profitable.
It's not a place bristling with melody, as far as my recollections go, but, a job is a job.
I think I have an idea of how we can do this then.
Please.
If they don't get much entertainment from a bard, one way to get in is to give them some entertainment from a bard.
The traveling troubadour shtick.
Yes. It would allow us to get into the castle. I mean, they may not get much, but if they don't get any at all, I suspect they'd be more than happy to get some entertainment.
I do like this plan, but if they don't patronize bards at all, perhaps there's some sort of weird religious sect who forbid music and revelry. In which case, could I roll to figure out if I know anything about that, like either history or religion?
Definitely. Go ahead.
Okay. Ooh, that's a 13.
Okay.
On history.
It's not that there's a weird cult or anything. It's just that it's not a profitable place. The economy locally isn't doing super great. So, would you rather perform in a place that has lots of money or in a place that doesn't have a lot of money?
That's not always up to a bard.
Where the unemployment rate's twice as high, or where the unemployment rate's...
I tend to find those crowds are a lot more boisterous and fun, but, it doesn't quite pay as well.
No, those are the ones done for the love of it. The paydays live elsewhere.
Well, this is your way up.
In which case, it certainly does sound like they could go for some entertainment. Forgive us, Moon Sun, we're just stood in your room making plans. Is that's all you can tell us about it, then we shall take our leave from you.
Goodbye, he says, and Godspeed.
Yeah, the nice thing about having a bard when you need an infiltration mission is people like having bards in castles, so...
Yes, although they always make us wait in the jester's quarters, and it's just pig's bladders and joke books everywhere.
I should point out as well that I am quite sneaky when the situation demands it, so if we can get a foot in the door, I will be in my element when it comes to sneaking around.
I, too, am rather sneaky, so...
Then perhaps I shall serve as some form of distraction.
Very well. I mean, we've yet to hear you play, but the way you carry yourself, I presume you're a bard of great skill.
I will certainly tell people that, yes. Yeah. On our way, if we can endeavour to find out some information about this Lord Castellini, is that his name? Sorry, I don't trust my own handwriting.
Cascalini?
Cascalini.
Casciolini.
Cascalini.
Casciolini.
If we take it upon ourselves to find out more about him, then perhaps I can embellish the knowledge of him in places far and wide as some sort of folk hero.
It's a marvellous idea. I say, shall we perhaps return to the guild hall and maybe we could find some information there, or maybe in some of the other local taverns in town?
I hear the guild hall has a lot of information that can be useful.
I was thinking more of when we actually arrive at the castle and the surrounding town or settlement. Ask the locals, get it direct from the horse's mouth, as it were. Simply because we have got. I unfortunately I don't know how far away it is, and we'll have to make haste in order to be back here by Monday morning.
Yes, how far away is this castle?
1 hour train ride.
Okay.
Oh, well, in that case, that's not too much of a concern. In fact, maybe it is best that we do some research this evening and then head off early in the morning, perhaps?
That'll only leave us one evening to do our task.
Well, the night's already drawing in.
It's currently 7 p.m. on a Saturday night. It's dark outside.
Let's just go straight there. It'd be easy to get information in the locality, I'd say.
Very well.
What do we think?
Sure.
Okay, they hop on a train, And they, after 1 gold each, please subtract that from your character sheets, they step off of the train in Ichi, which is kind of like a suburb of Nicomoy, pretty close by.
What do we encounter when we get off the train? What does this place look like compared to where we came from?
It's a train station. It's not the richest part of town, so there's, maybe someone selling flowers because they don't have a better job, but it's not like a bad place. This is no Kif Fasty. Yeah. They, everyone's just being normal around you, walking around the train station. Someone's trying to sell flowers. There's streets beyond the train station where you can wander around, and there's a clear, obvious castle on a hill.
Excuse me, madame, how much are for the flowers?
1 copper, sir.
I buy 5.
Subtract it from your character sheet, and you have 5 flowers. She thanks you, and she gives you a 6th one for free.
Thank you, ma'am. My character might not be the most social, but he understands the need for the locals to have something. So.
She says, "What brings you here in town? Are you a tourist?"
Not quite. We're here on a job. We need to find out information about the local lord. What is his name? Castellini?
Yeah, Casciolini. Martin Casciolini. He's an odd one, that one.
How so?
Well, so the DM isn't racist, but the flower lady's racist. So she's going to say, sorry. So she's like, I guess you and her can both be the same type of, you said you were a wood elf?
That is correct.
Okay. She's going to judge him for being a snow elf, and he has hair coming out of his ears. It's the oddest thing. So you got a little bit of judgment going on there, because he's furry. So
Raincloud does a little nearby.
Oh no, now she knows that you're with Raincloud, and she's less willing to talk to you.
How rude.
Yeah, sorry. She's pretty rude.
I don't like this place at all.
Oh.
Silva ruffles his feathers and stares at her beadily out of one side of his head.
Oh, she scurries away, and she tries to sell flowers to a different tourist. "Thank you, sir," she says to Tornan. And she's like only acknowledging Tornan as a person. Sorry. She's scurrying away.
Wow.
Yeah, she's not great. No.
Let us hope that that was one individual's prejudice and that doesn't extend to the rest of this town.
Another elf.
Indeed.
All right.
Do elves not favour the finer things, the beautiful things in life, art and music and these things? Why so little music here? Is it purely just the economical straits?
Yes, Silva. To stop you from wondering, as the DM, I'm just going to tell you, I didn't really mean all that much significance when I said that.
Gotcha.
Really attached to that. So.
It breaks my heart every time I hear that kind of thing, so I get stuck on it. Yeah.
No, I think you rolled a 10. I think that was why.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
So, do we want to try and find an inn/tavern and do a bit more investigation, or do we want to just like roll up to the castle sight unseen and just offer to play?
I find you can get the measure of what a local group think of those who have dominion over them once they've been slightly loosened with drink. So, perhaps half an hour at the local inn would give us an idea.
Yes.
Okay, I should point out that at this point I am completely destitute. But I do have with me the riches of my wits, my storytelling ability, and my charm, which usually can get me a drink or two in most taverns.
Yes, luckily
I'm not willing to wash dishes. I'm just putting it out.
Very well. Not to put too fine a point on it, but I am known for putting away a nest egg here or there. So.
Oh, a little bird pun.
Yes, of course that's our phrase. You can't say it. However.
No, I wouldn't dream of it.
However, certainly I feel that for the sake of the job, and indeed, if we do a swift and decent job, we might be able to claim some expenses back, as that little blue fellow certainly seemed keen that we carry this out quickly.
Yes.
In fact, it would be interesting to know Does anyone have any idea who that chap was, by the way?
Not a clue.
Not a species I'd encountered in the past.
Oh yeah, can I roll to see if I know what he is?
Sure.
Nature, I guess, right?
Would that be nature?
Sure.
And that's a 15.
It's a pretty high roll.
I got a 19.
It's a very high roll. All right, so you guys know he's a Smurf. He's a little blue person.
It's the straight up Smurf.
Yeah. And
Okay.
you guys were not paying attention, so you didn't quite catch his name. You didn't ask his name, so he's the son of the moon.
Does a 15 solve the mystery for me of how Smurfs reproduce?
No one knows.
No one knows.
No.
Especially since there was only one female in the entire show and a bunch of guys, so yeah.
No one knows. It's a mystery.
A mystery for another day, I fear.
Frog DNA is my best guess.
Yep.
Right, so...
So onward to the local tavern?
Yes, why not?
They step inside a tavern. There's dim lighting and the chatter of many guests.
Is it mainly elves? Is it humans? What are we looking at?
What's the makeup?
A smorgasbord of all the different peoples. I know that lady was racist, but this is actually a very mixed area.
Cool.
Guaso, the country in general, super mixed. Nicomoy's a port city, so people arrive here from all around the world. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, no, sometimes people aren't nice. Sometimes my characters aren't cool. Rose selling lady, not a cool lady, but that's what makes them distinct characters, is they all have their own little traits, like being jerks.
Yeah.
Why don't you give these people a bit of entertainment?
Well, very well. Silva looks over to the barman, catches his eye. He holds up his instrument and nods at the slightly raised area in the corner.
Oh, yeah. Bars love it when there's free music. The bartender nods at you and gives you a thumbs up from across the room.
Can this be heard, by the way?
Yeah.
Yep.
You can hear that.
Just about.
Is it quiet?
It's pretty quiet.
It's quiet.
Alright, so I'm going to find a booth where I can see most of the room from... And I put up my hood.
Tornan settles in to watch Silva perform, keeping an eye on the crowd.
I'll join him.
All right.
And my plan is to go around with a hat at the end of the performance and collect on his behalf.
Okay.
Was said when Gasso was young. Was said when Gasso was young. There were everybody here now. Gasso was young and everyone saw. Nowhere knew anything more than where they'd been. I was there that day. I knew what they say. I wish I never was when it becomes
Okay! Those are...
Yay! Oh man, the crowd.
Raincloud had already started with the hat before the bird noises began, and he's kind of changed his demeanor a little as he's asking for money.
I always feel it important to sing bilingually because we're a multicultural country.
Oh, the Aarakocras love you so much. Your fellow Aarakocras in the crowd just like burst into laughter and cheers. It's nice for them to see themselves represented.
Mm-hmm.
And they double tip. So you get a roll of persuasion check and we'll see how much is in the hat.
Right. So, 16.
Okay. Oh, and you could use performance if that's higher. I just realized that was actually a performance.
They're the same.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, 16's pretty high. So after he performs, you find that you collect 30 gold. 30 gold. A good chunk of it from the Aarakocras in the crowd who appreciated the bilingualism.
All right. Damn.
I throw up 2 feathers in the Aarakocra salute. They throw them back, and Silva leaves the performance space and leans against the bar to stand his friends more drinks.
All right, and then Tornan, who had their hood up and was in the booth, make a perception check.
11 plus 15.
There are 2 centaurs hanging out at the bar, a female and a male. They particularly enjoyed the song and were stomping their hooves in time.
I point out the centaurs to the other 2.
They were enjoying it, were they? I don't often go so well with folks as grounded as them, but Silva catches their eyes and raises his drink to them and gives a nod.
They nod back, and as the hat is passed around, they both put a gold in. They contributed.
Nice. Silva, my good man, are you currently seeking representation? I think we make quite the team.
Are you asking me for 10% of the gold for passing around the hat?
I'm just saying, with my hat passing skills and your ability to shred, just think about it. Think about it. And 10% sounds ideal.
We will continue this once the mission is complete. Silva keeps that bit under his under his breath to not arouse suspicion.
Nice. Can I sidle up to the centaurs and just introduce myself?
Absolutely. Go ahead and roleplay that.
Raincloud Moonglow, pleasure to meet you. I'm new in town. You chaps look like you know what's going on in this place.
The male centaur reaches out a hand to shake yours, and the female nods. He introduces himself as Albrecht Eckbird, and she's Samora Eckbird. His sister, she says. Albrecht tilts his head at Silva and says, he's not too bad. Samora goes, we don't often get good players here in this bar. That's a rare treat. Thanks.
Yes, well, I represent Silva the Bard, and we're trying to expand our business and bring joy and music to all the peoples of Guaso. And I was wondering, I hear that the local lord might be looking for the services of a bard, and really, of course, that's where the real money is. I mean, we prefer to play for the people on the ground, the real people. But at the same time, one has to make a living. Would you have any advice on how one might approach the castle?
Samora raises an eyebrow at you and says, I doubt that the Duke of Ichi would be hiring a bard. Albrecht says, yeah, we work for him and he doesn't really like music.
What?
He's more into like physical possessions that he can hoard. Yeah. And collect.
I see.
You can try though.
Yes, interesting. Well, you work for him. That is interesting. Would you say is he a good boss? Is he generous? Is he kind?
No.
No.
If you've got alternatives, you don't want to work for him.
I see.
Well, I mean, this is my job, you know. I take the rough with the smooth in this line of work, and I see this as a professional challenge. If I can bring a crotchety old snow elf into the fold, you know, the sky's the limit, as they say. Very well. Interesting. I mean, is there perhaps any red flags, anything I should avoid around this man, just to kind of, keep him on side, as it were?
Albrecht thinks for a second, and he raises his hand he's got a horse back half and a dude front half, and he's wearing like a black shirt. It's easy for him to blend in with his surroundings with this shirt. You know, it's not like he's a sparkling white horse in the bar. He's got a brown colored fur. And he strokes his chin and he thinks for a second. His sister Samora says, honestly, I would say you're far better off working for literally anyone else.
Very well. Well, thank you for that advice.
You're welcome.
While this is happening, Silva thanked the bartender for letting him play.
The bartender rubs their fingers together at you.
Yeah. I drop a couple of gold just onto the bar in front of him, which gets immediately wiped up with a filthy rag. And unlike all of the stains on the bar, which remain there in spite of the rag. I comment on what a lovely mixed crowd it is. I wouldn't be surprised if even the odd Smurf came in here from time to time. And leans on that point a little heavily.
Roll a persuasion check against the bartender, who is very pleased that you came here and boosted their tip jar tonight, so you get advantage.
Oh, well, that's okay. 13 plus 4, 17.
It's pretty high, especially for level 1. The bartender leans in conspiratorially and says, yeah, there's the Bart family. They're Smurfs, and they live here. That Enrico Bart comes in here every now and then. The mom hasn't been in for a few years. I forget her name, but she's older, older lady likes to stay at home.
Of course. And they live nearby?
Oh, yeah. Have for years. Mm-hmm.
I assume one would be able to tell their house from its dimensions.
Oh, I don't know which house they live in. No, I just know they come to the bar and have for years. Or Enrico has.
It was merely being it was just a little casual sizist humour,
Oh.
Don't mean any harm by it. Well, yes, thank you anyway. Yes, wonderful tavern you have here. It'll be wonderful when it's finished. And he, Silva walks off.
Alrighty. So just to spell that for you guys, it's ENRICO space Bart, B-A-R-T. Enrico Bart.
Cool.
Okay. Can I check? Is there a job board in this tavern?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I think we're probably all thinking the same thing. Our best bet is to try and get hired as a maid and infiltrate that.
There's
way.
only one job in this town, and that currently is maid. So.
and Bard, yeah. I'm not, as the DM, I'm not discouraging you from doing the Bard thing. It's just that Samora and Albrecht would, because they're like, don't work for them. But I like the Bard idea. You should roll with that, and one of you can be a maid, and I don't know, I guess the two of you can compete to be the servant.
Yeah, I absolutely think we should try that. I do want to hear more tunes.
Sure.
But Raincloud ain't scrubbing any floors if he can avoid it.
Yeah.
No, that's all good, yep.
All right, so it's now about 10 p.m. on Saturday night. You are in a bar that does have inns nearby, if not for rent in that bar, then definitely it's a civilized area. You don't have to sleep in a gutter unless you want to.
Well, gentlemen, thanks to my turn earlier, which we can call the expenses for this particular mission, we certainly could sleep in a handsome enough establishment should we wish to.
You may sleep there. I will sleep where I will find my own place to sleep.
Very well.
All right, tell me where you're sleeping, Tornan.
Are there any woods nearby?
Yes. An hour's train ride away, you can find the deep forest of Retswood.
So that's the closest woods? Okay. Any trees at all?
Yes, there are decorative city trees with small fairy lights on them.
Well, great. My character does not like sleeping in the in inns. So how big are these decorative trees exactly?
If you're asking if you can climb them, the answer is yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, make an athletics check.
Sure. This is how my character tends to.
I thought you were about to say, this is how my character dies. just falling out of a tree.
Ugly 20.
Oh, you get up in that tree just fine. You're up in a tree. Tornan waves down to...
I love the idea of rolling athletics to go to sleep.
Tornan waves down to Raincloud and Silva, and you know where he'll be tomorrow morning, theoretically, here or below here. What do Silva and Raincloud do?
I was going to retire early, as the sooner we get on there, even though it doesn't sound ideal, there may be a lot of people queuing up to apply for the job of maid, if this place is anything to look at. So it might be worth our while to rise early and get there early.
Counterpoint, I would argue that we would want to be as well rested as possible. So if we could get something in the region of 12 to 14 hours sleep beforehand, that would be my preference.
Cats.
Well, Yes. I don't think we can manage 12 to 14, but if you could run on 10, that would really, really be a wonderful thing.
I can make it work, but I'm not going to promise that I'll be pleasant to be around.
You're a cat.
Nor I. Duly understood.
On the plus side, I'm happy to curl up in front of the fire in whatever room that you're booking, or I'm also happy to take my own room. I don't want to get in anyone's way.
I was going to just perch on the hat stand all evening, so I understand if there's a wardrobe in there, you could always just sleep on top of that.
Oh yes, maybe there's a laundry basket I can find.
Very likely. Let's try.
Sounds wonderful.
Oh.
Yes. I'm huge. I'm 6'9".
Anyway, what? But and don't worry about getting up in the night. Once I've pulled the blanket over my cage, I'm out like a light. So don't worry about that.
All right.
Okay.
So
well.
you guys both pay 1 gold, or maybe just 1 gold total for the room.
Mm-hmm.
So Silva can cover that. And then the bed lies untouched as you perch on the hat stand, and Raincloud curls up in front of the fire. Let's do a quick luck roll just to make sure I don't nat 1. Yeah, the night passes uneventfully. Please make a dexterity saving throw, Tornan.
My character ties himself onto the branch, so I'm going to just help
With
him out.
advantage. There you go.
Oh, very nice. Let's see. That is a 24.
You're fine. You don't fall out of the tree in the night. You do wake up on the underside of the branch, but the ropes are supporting you. And it's the next morning.
You guys find my character hanging out of the tree currently, just...
Oh, I've never heard an elf snoring before. There's something that doesn't sit right with me.
No. To try and make it stop, Silva reaches up with a talon and slashes at the rope.
Oh, hold on. I'm just making... My character is already awake.
He was snoring while he was awake.
I find that if I don't make noises while I appear to be awake, certain individuals...
We never can be too sure.
Yes. I do what people expect me to do, not what I actually would normally do.
Keeping a low profile, utmost secrecy, I'm impressed.
My character unties the rope.
And the 3 of you are together for the morning. I'm not even going to make you roll a check. You dexterously land on the ground, Tornan. If you can survive the night on a tree, you can probably hop down from the tree. So.
Fair, innit?
Nice dismount, Tornan.
Silva holds up a sign saying 8.1.
Oh. Ouch.
No, very good, very good. Well, shall we? I believe we can see the castle from here, so what say we go there? What's our key strategy? Am I to try and find work there as a bard to a man who hates music, or are we all going to try and be maids at some point?
I think we should lead with the bard thing.
Lead with the bard.
And I don't think the two of you would look good in a skirt, although, the little maid outfits.
I utterly disagree, but we'll talk about that later.
Officially, the job flyer, just to read this again for you guys. Martin Casciolini, Duke of Ichi, is currently hiring one servant. Must be attractive. Everything in the Casciolini mansion is a work of art. Lodging and board included. Pay 10 gold per month. So it wasn't gender specific.
Nope.
Just to let you guys know. If you want to wear a skirt, you can. You can also wear a suit.
It might be prudent to see if we could pick up a little French maid outfit on the way, just in case we need it.
As I believe, we just consult this. I have in my,
Oh no.
in my equipment and treasure, it says here 2 costumes, and it doesn't specify. It just says costumes. So I believe
This French maid outfit,
Yeah.
says Silva.
you rang. Yeah. Well, it was either the French maid or the minion outfit, and I thought, no, so we'll keep that as backup, but it does fit. So,
Okay, but realistically, which one of us is most likely to get away with, if and when the bard thing doesn't work, we say, okay, well, one of us is going to be the maid. I'm happy to do it. I don't know how. And also, who's the best looking out of our characters?
Well, tabaxis are renowned very, very clean creatures.
Yeah.
But also,
Yeah, I mean,
possibly the most work-shy of all of the humanoids.
yeah. And, like, Raincloud is work-shy by tabaxi standards.
Yes.
But he can fake it. He can fake it for a day.
What class is Raincloud again?
A swashbuckler rogue, so more about dex and charisma and stuff than anything else.
Okay.
Well, we both you and I, Raincloud, have charisma, so we might be able to talk our way into this. If one of us can't, the other one might.
Yeah. Let's give that a go, and then just see how then we can just improvise the rest of it.
Absolutely.
And I can try to sneak in.
Well, if all we need is for one of us to get in, because we can let the others in at a later time.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
So for the time being, I am Silva the Bard. Raincloud is my manager. And Tornan, Silva hands over his instrument case. So you are my roadie.
Tornan. Oh,
Yes.
baloney. My character holds up.
No, just carry it. That's fine. You just carry it, and then just before I start to sing, you walk in front of an audience, say 1, 2, 4 times, and then leave. That's all you need to do. It's a magic spell to get the most out of barding. It's just tradition. But that's our cover story for the now. Are we all good with that?
Sure.
Sounds good.
And the moment this goes wrong, and I fear it will, we'll think of something else. So, yeah.
You can all see the castle on the hill. Picture like the Disney castle, but not copyright.
Gotcha.
Just that one in Spain instead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this does look nice.
Cool. Let's roll up.
So we approach the sort of the main entrance.
Yeah, you do. All right.
What do we see?
There's a guard guarding a gate at a wall that surrounds you're on the outside of the wall. So a wall that surrounds the property. I won't describe it yet. The guard raises a spear and stands up straight next to the locked gate and says, "Who goes there?"
Well, the fact that you don't already know means I'm not doing my job well enough. I present to you, Silva the Bard.
Silva looks over and nods ever so slightly at them as if they're the ones who are in luck.
Persuasion check, Bard. The Bard's favorite skill.
14.
So there's something in D&D called the help action. If Raincloud is considered to be helping Silva, are you Raincloud?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm the hype man.
Yeah. He's Flavor Flav to my Chuck D.
Yeah.
What time is it?
Time.
So now I think help gives you advantage. It's been a while since I've read the book.
That is
Okay,
correct.
good. Yeah. So that means you can roll twice and take the higher number.
That's 15.
Okay. Hey, at level 1, 15 is very good. So the guard isn't sure whether or not they should know you and feels a little bit embarrassed. Like, if Justin Bieber's buying a coffee from you and you're like, is this a boy band star or is this just a normal person? And they do that old person thing where they shrug. Shrug. Don't know. Oh, okay. You. And the guard speaks into a communication stone and says, "They're expecting you at the main house, sir," and opens the gate.
Oh.
There's a clear path through gardens up to the front of the castle.
Okay. That was easy. What does it look like inside? Is it well appointed? Is it run down? How does it look?
In contrast to the rest of the town, which is just mediocre, everything about this garden is super awesome. There's like purple flowers instead of stupid white flowers. There's like a fountain that has an elaborate person where she's got a mermaid's tail and she's holding a jar of water and the water is the fountain, where from the jar that she's holding, the water like comes out, There's butterflies.
Oh, I see.
Oh no. Raincloud.
Okay. On the way back. No, we're on the job. I'll remain
One
professional.
butterfly now.
Okay. Raincloud goes nuts on the butterflies.
Oh no. Do you squish it?
I kind of catch it between my claws and let it go a bit and then catch it again.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to keep it alive. I'm toying with it.
Oh gosh.
It needs to know that its life is in my hands.
Literally.
Right.
Yes.
That's one. Let it go.
Very well. Thank you. Thank you for understanding.
Not a problem. Not a problem. My father was half magpie. I'm the same whenever I see shiny stuff, so it's not easy.
Magpies are birds. I get it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right.
I've got literally 9 of them. I've got 9 of them, mate. So, yes. After the modest diversion, suppose we walk up to the main doors.
They are expecting you. The doors open, and a dragonborn with an exceptionally long, horsey face greets you. You've not seen very many dragonborns with faces this long. Like, very, very long, thin face. She says, Casciolini Castle. Shreya Mulholland, head servant. May I help you?
Yes, we are the entertainment.
She pauses and then goes inside the castle a little bit. And she says, please, wait here. And comes back from the recesses with a very overweight snow elf.
Okay, does this look like it's the Duke?
Martin Casciolini, he says, holding out a hand. Duke of Ichi.
Raincloud Moonglobe, a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Your reputation precedes you. My liege? I'm sorry, I don't know the proper title.
Ah, yes. Duke of Ichi, lord of all you see. Come, and I will lead you on a tour of my magnificent mansion.
You are too kind, my lord.
So, just in case you guys did get in this way, I have prepared a map, which you can't see.
Ooh.
Oh.
Secrets. But yeah, in case you got in a way that wasn't as a servant, because I like to write possible outcomes for you guys, you get a tour, which means that I've got a map and I'm going to say left or right or straight, and you guys are going to get you can, like, if you want to draw your version of this, you can use this map that you're getting now for later. I don't know. Whatever. All right. So, you're currently standing at an entrance with a dragonborn named Shreya Mulholland with a very long face, and a very overweight snow elf, Martin Casciolini, the Duke of Ichi. The entrance hall goes left and right. Which way do you go?
I'd be inclined to ask him if he's given us the tour. I don't know.
It's up to you guys. I'm going to give you facts about the building and the history and like him as you
How about left?
go around.
Okay.
Left. You go left, and at the end of the hallway it turns right, and then you can see a dead end to the right past that, and then on the left a greenhouse and a swimming pool. The dead end's a bit odd, like there's just straight up a hallway with like an ending, but the greenhouse and the swimming pool is lovely. It's humid in here. The ceiling is all glass, and there's potted plants growing green and verdant all around the room with a tile floor. He tells you that his grandfather had this room constructed.
I presume at some point I've introduced the two others, but I'm chatting away. I'm trying to charm him. I'm wowed by everything he says, and I try to bring up the subject of precious items and trinkets and antiques, but also I mentioned that I've got a particular interest in old books.
You definitely can talk about that. I'm going to, just for pacing, do one more room.
Mm-hmm.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4 exits to this room, 2 on the back wall and 2 on the right wall. You came in from the one on the bottom right of the right wall. So please choose the back left, the back right, or the middle in the right wall. Any of you.
Could I suggest maybe, is there one that would be nearest to that suspicious dead end?
Yes. Okay. That's the one in the middle in the right wall. So
Yes.
as you're walking and talking about old things and trinkets, you go down a hallway to the left, and straight and to the left. It's suspiciously long and curved. You emerge into a sitting and game room. There are comfortable chairs and tables with chairs around them and like couches and stuff. And this is a sitting in a game room. You can, I guess in ye olden times, he tells you his grandfather would have smoked a cigar in this room. And he says, yes, ancient things and trinkets and rare things. Yeah. You may have noticed that the paths are a bit winding in my castle. I believe we are defined by the rarest thing we own. The spirits of the deceased are drawn to that rare possession. That's why I've hired builders to update and construct numerous secret passages and dead ends in this manner. We must trick the spirits of those who've moved beyond, as they are constantly searching for that rarest item that they owned in life. Ghost tricking hallways, one of my better ideas, if I do say so myself. And that's based on the Winchester Mansion, which in real life, this lady, like, was afraid that the ghosts of all the guns, the ghost of all the people who were killed by all the Winchester rifles that her husband and family had made, straight up made. If you've never been on a tour of the Winchester Mansion in San Francisco, go to it. Is it in San Francisco? It's in California somewhere. And it's like a crazy house where she never stopped constructing it for as long as she lived. So there's like 30 years of twisting and like, you know, hallways and stuff like that to trick the ghosts, of course.
Yeah. Stupid ghosts. They don't know anything.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
So
I love
it's
that.
a pretty cool mansion tour. You should go on it if you haven't been. Anyway, so that's what this is sort of loosely based off of. But he thinks that they're coming after the rarest possession they owned in life. Yeah.
What is the rarest possession? What do you think is the rarest possession they would be after?
Depends on the ghost. He takes you from the sitting room. You now have two options. You guys came from the right wall. There's a second door on the right wall, a door on the back wall, and two doors on the front wall. The two doors on the front wall connect to the greenhouse and swimming pool. So apart from those doors and the one you came in, there's a door on the back wall, and there's a second door on the right wall.
Okay.
Spoiled for choice. Which are the ones that would sort of take us further into the belly of the house?
They're both wooden doors.
Mm-hmm.
Both will take you deeper into the house. Right wall or back wall?
Let's go back wall.
Okay. So the door in the back wall takes you again to a hallway. First you go up a little bit, and then to the left, and then to the right, and then you enter a library. Tall wooden bookshelves, like out of a fairy tale, line every inch of the wall in this room. They arch unfunctionally far above where a person could reach, all the way up to the ceiling, culminating in a dazzling glass arched dome ceiling. Comfortable chairs, desks, and potted plants are scattered throughout the middle of the room.
All right.
This is an incredible collection. How do you keep track of them all? Are they alphabetized? Is it by author, by title? I'm fascinated by this.
He laughs and goes, "Oh, I don't read."
Oh.
They're very rare, though.
Mm.
I mean, he can read, he just doesn't read for fun. Like, he's not illiterate.
Silva affects a level of awe as he gazes around and acts as if he's never had any kind of experience like this, that this is the most remarkable thing he's ever seen, and asks if he can inspect the higher ones further.
Oh, I bet you these books aren't really all that rare.
Okay, rising to the challenge of the taunt, Martin Casciolini walks past Silva and Tornan to a shelf where he pulls one out and says, "Look, this is The Pandemonium Prison Predicament by Rin Teaberry Moon. It's not a trap, and jailbreak. I bet you haven't seen these before."
Impressive, but I've heard of a really, really rare book I doubt you have here. I believe I heard it called The Snooty Mer-Coin. I bet you don't have that here.
Things the DM did not plan for. The adventurers straight up asking for the book. Martin Casciolini opens his thin-lipped mouth in offense and then closes it wordlessly. He goes, "How do you even know of such a book?"
I've heard tell of it. I've heard it's quite rare.
That's entirely true. There's only one copy.
Oh, I bet you don't have it then. Yeah, that's what I thought.
He bristles and turns bright red. He's got white fur standing out of his ears. He's a snow elf, so he's got white hair like an elf, and then like these furry ears. And he looks offended, and he says, "I am the only one in the world who owns a copy of
Yeah, right.
the Snooty Mer-Coin."
Yeah.
Forgive my roadie, Duke. He has been known to be provocative and the like. But please take no offence. It's just that he, like the rest of us, can't believe that a single person can possess so many incredible, wonderful things. In fact, I've just composed this very minute a song about how wonderful you are. If I may be permitted, your ducality.
Okay. All right, let's hear your song.
Owning stuff is great, really, really great. It means you're better than everyone else. Owning stuff is great, owning stuff is great. You own more than we do, and that's why we love you.
All right, roll a persuasion check, Bard.
Really? After that, I still need to... All right.
Actually, performance. It's the same number for you, but yeah, that was a performance.
Yeah, 7 in total.
You got a performance check of 7?
Yep.
Can I help? Can I hype man him
Uh-oh.
at all?
No one can help it. Yeah, I got 3 and my modifier is 4, so yep.
I mean, I think it would be great for the story if he got so upset by that he kicked you out of the castle. So, like,
It would be something, all right.
a 7?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Hey, you got to roll with the dice,
You
right?
do, yep.
I like that. So he looks offended. He's like, owning stuff isn't the point. Owning rare stuff is the point. And he's like, you don't get it at all. And then he
Apparently not.
he marches you guys out of his mansion.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Right.
Yeah, because for story purposes, you did get to see inside. You did get to, find out there's a library. It's kind of funny if you get thrown out. So he throws you out.
And we verified that the book does exist. He does have the book.
Yeah, so you accomplished, check. So yeah, he throws you out of that.
I was trying to convince him to show us the book so we knew where it was, but nope.
I know, yeah.
Just as we're being thrown out, Silva has managed to get one leg into his maid costume and is going, I also perform the duties of a valet de chambre.
The snow elf raises his head and looks down his nose at you appraisingly. He runs his eyes from your boots? I don't know.
No, still just the talons. Just
Talons?
no need for boots. Yep.
To the top of your head. How do you react as he appraises you like this?
I just look him in the eye and just with a hopeful look on my face just go,
He does requests,
He sniffs and says to you, this is a continuation of your 7 performance check, because usually in one situation you can do one skill once.
Yeah.
So he sniffs and says to you, too common, and throws you out of the mansion. I love that you rolled a 7, because that's kind of the point of role-playing. You gotta, go with it.
oh, yeah,
All right,
yeah.
so you guys find yourself. It's only noon, and you're already back out on the street, and that is where we're going to call it for a break.
Yes.
So you guys can plan a little bit during your downtime about what to do about this mansion and this Duke of Ichi. Joining us this time were... Oh, before that, we've got a review.
Yes. This review was left on the 20th of October by Average Joe's New Normal, and they left us 5 stars. They said, got into this by accident and loving it. I was never a D&D nerd. Watch what you're saying. No, I was never a D&D nerd, but started listening for some research into a birthday present for my brother, and I have since become a fan. So we're converting people from Civvy Street to it. So that's good, isn't it?
Yes. Thank you for the review. If you leave us a review on iTunes, we will read it on air. Joining us today were Silva,
Hello.
Raincloud,
Adventure!
and Tornan.
How did I get mixed up with this group?
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We hope that you're enjoying this episode of the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. Please leave us a review on iTunes.com. You can subscribe to receive new episodes through your podcast player or by visiting firebreathingkittenspodcast.com or finding us on YouTube. Can you think of someone who might enjoy this podcast? Please share it with them. We don't pay to advertise this show, so the only way we can grow is through the support of listeners like you. Thank you. You can find more adventures on Amazon.com in the bookstore, Fire Breathing Kittens, all one word, podcast. That's right, you can curl up with a good book based on one of our podcast episodes. The authors do a really great job of adapting them into fun novels. We also have official merchandise on Redbubble.com. Yes, that's right, you really can own a notepad with the Fire Breathing Kitten logo on the front, or one of your favorite characters. Welcome back to Fire Breathing Kittens, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Joining us again are Raincloud,
Hello!
Tornan,
Hello.
and Silva.
Hello.
Everybody, please roll a d20.
19.
12.
9.
Oh, the number on the dice was, can you guys read that?
12.
So 12.
12.
Which means, Silva, please tell us what happened last time.
Last time, Tornan and Raincloud and Silva were knocking around the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild Hall when they noticed that there were 2 jobs available, one of which was for a servant or cleaning person in that sort of capacity, and the other was bathed in secrecy, having to ask for the Son of the Moon at a tavern in town. They were then dispatched by a smurf to retrieve and destroy, with evidence, a particular book called Snooty Mer-Coin by Rin T-Berry Moon, sorry. So M-U-N, but I think it should have an umlaut above the U. But anyway, that's... please don't come to me for grammar. So when arriving for the Castle Castiglione, looking for Martin Castiglione, the owner, they hit upon the idea of entering as a bard and his 2 assistants, his 2 employees, which would have been fine had the roadie, in the form of Tornan, essentially gobbed off at the Duke so much that not even one of Silva's best songs could save the situation. That's how Silva remembers it anyway. I'm sure that might not have been entirely the case. And they were then unceremoniously cast out of the town. They also found out that the second job, the one for the cleaning staff, was also posted from that particular job post that they saw. However, the likelihood of them getting in under the guise of cleaners is now pretty much 0 on account of the fact that Martin Castiglione and his sort of main housekeeper know exactly who they are and what they look like. So
That's true.
that's loosely where we've ended up, I believe.
Yeah, I believe you were just thrown on your bottom in the road outside the Duke of Ichi's castle.
Exactly that. Ichi! Yeah, I knew it was an Ichi.
We're a pretty distinctive looking bunch. Like, despite how we're naturally sneaky we are, you're not going to miss the Wood Elf, the Aarakocra, and the Tabaxi.
No.
Unless they fly over your castle walls holding a grappling hook, maybe.
That's true.
Okay, so what's the plan, guys?
Well, this is where I think I bow to your superior knowledge of all things stealth and surreptitious, although I have walked that line myself in the past.
Okay, well, first things first, does everyone have night vision?
Yes.
Or dark vision?
I'm not sure that I don't believe I do. No.
Okay. So I was going to suggest first off that we enter under the cover of night, but maybe dusk is just as good. as the guard's eyes are still adjusting. The guard was human, right? Were all the employees human?
The guard was human. The dragonborn servant and the snow elf lord were not human.
Okay, so we may have an advantage on some of them.
They have dark vision. The dragonborn and the elf have dark vision, so...
Would there be any benefit in speaking again to those two centaurs that you befriended the other night?
I wonder. I mean, they were not a fan of the Duke, basically, right?
Yep.
That's what I'm thinking. If we can use their dislike of the Duke to our advantage, then perhaps, given that they favour us over the Duke, if there was a way for them to grant us access.
Yeah, I like that. I think we should be a little cautious about that as well, because
certainly,
if it's like an economically destitute town, they might be tempted to turn us in for some sort of reward or something like that. We don't know them.
True.
But so I mean, I didn't take any notes on this map. I presume Raincloud has some idea of how to re-navigate his way to the library. Is there any roll we can do each or between us to figure out if we think we'd be able to find our way back to the library if we got inside?
Yeah, roll a history check.
Oh, a history.
Or a survival for Tornan, who's pretty good at navigating with survival.
Okay. I'll just roll and see what I get. I got a 16 and history is -1, so 15.
Roll a history. Oh, 22.
I'm an outlander. I believe our ability with maps is pretty dang good. But no, never mind.
If your favored terrain is the inside of castles.
Oh, nat 20 on survival check.
Ooh.
Okay. So with a 22 and a natural 20, you feel like your friends remember where you were going. You weren't taking great notes, but they were.
Cool.
Well, I mean, with the 15, your notes aren't that bad. It was 3 rooms. No, how hard can it be?
But then Raincloud was doing most of the chatter. He was buttering the wheels.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
You big wheel butterer.
Maybe we need to get back into town, talk to a few different people, and just see if we can get any leads. Obviously, being very cautious about what we say.
I mean, ideally, we'd wander into a tavern, meet someone who says, anyway, I've got to be up early because a big delivery of stuff is coming into this door that no one ever guards. But
also, as you pointed out, they might turn us in too, so...
Yes. Well, yes, if they get paid by us to let us in and then paid by the Duke to turn us in, I can totally see why they would do that. So let's not be too hasty to trust. I've been hurt before.
What does the grounds around the castle look like?
Gardens with butterflies.
I'm going to make use of my Mask of the Wild to blend in with to hide among the local fauna.
So let's just take a step back. You're currently on the road outside of the gate and the wall. It's about 2 p.m. after your tour and all that, blah, blah, you know?
Mm-hmm.
On a Sunday afternoon.
I'm going to look around the castle first.
You're outside of the wall. So just to let you know, there's a big wall. It's got a gate and a guard. So you're outside of a wall.
Okay. What's that like? What's it like outside the wall?
A normal city, like a road. You know, there's houses and roads and buildings and shops.
I mean, around the wall.
It's a road next to the wall. There's just like a empty space and then a road.
Okay.
Maybe we could find, I mean, is there any like weak points or bits of wall that look more climbable than others, or maybe any sort of sewers with broken gratings or any sort of weak points?
What sort of skill would you use to be able to say that?
I suppose investigation. I'm not good at that. I mean, if I could use stealth to do that, that would be great, but that doesn't seem realistic.
If I could use animal handling for that would be ideal, but...
All right, so nominate one person to do an investigation check in your party.
Definitely not me.
My modifier is only +1, so...
Without metagaming.
Beg your pardon.
How would the party nominate someone to do this?
I would say...
Well, I tell you what, shall I? I'll take to the wing and get a bird's eye view of it, if you like.
Boom.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll the Aarakocra investigation check.
17 plus 1, 18.
Okay. With an 18, you find that because the walls are only about 20 feet high, with your investigation, finding the height of the walls all the way around, you would deduce that a grappling hook would be able to get you over that, and there's a part of the wall that has less busy traffic than other parts of the wall where it might be more successful. Because you rolled a very good investigation check, so you find a low traffic area, far away from the front gate.
Okay. Well, chaps, I believe I found the unofficial back door. And by back door, I mean slightly quieter bit of wall.
Okay.
What's our plan then? We get in, the three of us sneak to the library, find the book based on where the other books by that same author were, pocket it, and leave. Done and done. Right? Easy, right?
Of course. There's also a glass ceiling and all of that kind of thing, so if necessary, we can leave via that way.
Oh, a literal glass. Okay.
I think it was, yes, I believe there was a huge amount of... no, I wasn't talking about some sort of inequality in the workplace, so I literally mean a ceiling made of glass.
Yes, you remember a dazzling glass arched dome ceiling in the library.
That's exactly the one I remember. Which can't be good for the books, frankly. You're going to fade all of the bindings and whatnot, unless they've tinted it. This is not necessarily what we're here to talk about.
No.
Because he is, of course, an elf, and he's got a dragonborn as one of his close confidants. Darkness isn't necessarily going to aid us in this.
No, but the regular guards, they appear to be human, so...
Well, what I also mean is darkness is going to hinder me.
Very true.
But I suppose there's always a balance to be struck. I mean, it's winter, it'll be dark in a matter of hours.
Yeah, do we think, is it worth our while spending an hour just trying to gather information from locals?
I think that would be well worth our time.
All right. So, should we split up, take a different tavern each?
Sure.
Yes, I think that would work.
Or is that a terrible idea?
No.
You two seem to be more charismatic than me. I'm going to check out more around the wall around the castle. See if maybe we've... Not that above the wall, but see if there's any other entrances, like a kitchen exit or something.
Okay, got Tornan's plan. Silva and Raincloud, what's your plan?
Let's stick together. Let's find taverns and maybe just get chatting to people. Maybe start talking, maybe like talking loudly about tyranny and societal inequality and see if anyone seems interested.
Yes. Maybe raise a glass to the working Joe.
Yeah.
All right, you return to the same bar that you were in before, because why not? And
Sure.
you repeat the thing where you perform. This time you get approximately 30 gold as well. Now people are chatting with you. They're becoming more familiar with this traveling bard. They're very happy that you've come to their bar because it's much more fun with music.
I inform them that my people developed the ability to store music in the sky, and that if they want to, I can link them to my sound cloud, and they'll be able to hear more from me.
That's good.
So you're storing your music in the cloud.
And then I'm reminded of... Yes, I was also reminded that I was glad that Tornan wasn't there, because he hates it when I do that.
You happen upon a orc named Yoshihiro Hongbin, he says. And he's quite a big fan of your music, and you're chatting with him. You and your manager.
Okay.
So what do you do, Yoshihiro?
Oh, I'm a baker at the local bakery.
Excellent. Is this place renowned for its fare?
The bar we're in? Or my bakery?
I meant this town, Ichi.
Oh, well, my bakery is definitely my favorite, I'll say that.
Wonderful. Are you by ducal appointment?
No, I don't have much to do with the Duke.
Ah, no?
Nah, he's, people try not to interact with him if they can't help it. He always takes a little bit more than he's owed.
Ah, and presumably that goes the same for baked goods, because, we've heard rumours that, if it's been baked, he'll have it.
He laughs at your joke, and he says, yeah, when we deliver food to the Duke of Ichi, usually it's safest just to deliver it and leave as fast as you can. If he orders 2 loaves of bread, deliver 3 and walk away.
Does he ever order gigantic birthday cakes?
He did for his...
Sort that maybe some sort of maid would jump out of.
He did for his 300th birthday. That was a good one.
And how old is he, what age is he pushing these days?
Oh, that must have been 30 years ago or so. Yeah.
No, we don't have that kind of time.
No.
Fascinating.
But yeah, I've heard bad stories about people who work with him. He arranges the contracts so that only he benefits.
Do all his employees live in the castle? It looks rather big.
They do. That's a point of pride for him because they can't escape.
Oh, I see.
If you can control where they live and who they talk to, it's one of his strategies. I do my best to not interact with the Duke of Ichi. Yoshihiro Hungbin, the orc baker, says to you. As much as I can, I stay away. You know, I've heard that he'll do something where he'll blacklist people. If he doesn't like you, he'll punish anyone who does business with you.
Sounds like a real piece of work.
It's rare for people to work for him to be outside of the castle at any given time.
Oh, they can go outside. It's just that they live there. Yeah.
But they have no property other than that one.
Yeah, exactly.
I see. Must be people coming and going all the time, then.
Yeah, it's hard for him to hold on to servants.
No, I just meant in that people will presumably, once their work is done for the day, leave to go and run errands or what have you, and visit friends and family, etc. There must be just sort of its own little set of roads in there, going in and out of the place at all times, all hours.
I couldn't tell you.
No, of course, you'd keep away. To where do you deliver? Just the front gates, or?
Yep, the front gates.
Yes, those rather uninspiring-looking guards on the front of them. Forgive me, they probably drink in here, don't they?
Let's talk laundry carts. Is that something is the laundry something that happens within the castle? Strange question, I know. I'm writing a book about laundry.
He's also investigating performance wear for me, which is a much more normal thing to do than write a book about laundry, but my manager will have his ways.
Yoshihiro's just a simple orc baker, so after some chuckles and some shared beers and stories, that's about all you're going to get from him, just to let you know.
Okay.
Well, lovely to speak to you, my man. I hope we will cross paths again one day.
Yeah, he slaps you on the shoulder, and he's an orc, so it kind of hurts.
Yeah. Take 3 points of damage. Yeah. 3 points of friendly damage. Good. Tell you what, I like this tavern. Don't happen to be any more. We'd like to get a feel for the place.
I'm gonna skip back to Tornan. Tornan, you're outside the walls. Roll an investigation check for sewers.
Wow, the dice are really liking me today. That's another nat 20.
Okay. With a nat 20, you find a human-sized sewer grate. Good nat 20. And back to our heroes in the bar. Repeat the second bar, same experience. And now it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. The bars are closing, and you've collected a lot of information.
Right.
Last call. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Raincloud, come here.
Yes, what is it, old chap?
We know loads of stuff.
Oh, so much information.
We know all the things.
I feel like I could do anything right now.
I reckon, right? We go in there.
And when we get the book, we take all his trousers as well. I say.
You are a dastardly fellow.
I've got.
I mean,
I own all the books, but no trousers.
that would certainly take him down a peg or two. And I feel if this man needs one thing, it's to be taken down multiple pegs.
Yes, or take his pegs and his trousers.
Oh yes,
He won't be able to hang his.
He would have
his
known to
trousers
hang
up
his
without his
trousers.
pegs.
Oh, I love this. We're just riffing. We make a good team. I think we make a good team.
Do you know what? I was thinking that. And I can also use all your spare bits of fur for my nest.
I mean, I don't know if we're there quite yet, but yeah.
No, we're there. We're there. We've
okay.
been there for hours.
I see. Okay. Let's definitely discuss that at another time. I think we should find Tornan and see.
Book.
We should find Tornan and see if he's made any friends.
Where is Tornan? I love him.
He's in a tree somewhere, I presume, tied to a post. I don't know. He's elves. Who knows?
So Tornan.
I'm standing right behind you.
Oh, so sneaky.
Tornan, my oldest, dearest friend, where have you been?
You have been in the sewers, and you smell like it.
Let me guess. In the sewers.
Well, I certainly wasn't in a flower shop, if you're asking.
Unless the flower shop was a big toilet.
Come on. There's got to be another bar. There's got to be another bar open around here somewhere. Come on, what kind of a town is this at all?
We don't need. I found a way in.
Oh, yes, of course. Okay,
You two are
Yes, okay. So Raincloud takes a massive swig from his water skin and kind of gives himself a few slaps. He's like, yes, we have a job to complete.
Excuse me a minute. And Silva walks around and you just hear
He's drunk, isn't he?
yeah, forgive me. He comes back shuddering and just trying to put his feathers back with just a small amount of secretion, just going, forgive me, it does take me the wrong way sometimes, but I assure you I'm all better now.
Let me guess, you were feeding your young behind that corner.
I thought I spied some orphans, and yes, and they, suffice to say, they are full and they've gone and you'll never find them.
Are you sure you don't want to steal his pants? We're just here for a book.
No, he must be taught a lesson. A pantsless lesson.
Let's maybe put the pants thing in the nice to have column, you know? Let's not lose sight of our main objective. If we find a washing line
you're right.
with errant pants, I say we take the pants and all the pegs.
The pegs, the pants, the book. Not in that order. Got it.
Precisely.
I found a sewer entrance that should do our needs rather well.
Wonderful.
Perfect.
Tornan shows you a sewer entrance that's human-sized.
Oh, it stinks. It stinks down here.
Oh, God. Oh.
Yes.
Oh, they're walking through it.
Oh. Pardon me a moment. Better out than in.
It's times like this I wish I wore shoes.
Oh,
Oh.
It's times like this I wish I
Not to
didn't have so
worry.
much fur on my feet.
no.
Oh, no.
You emerge from the sewers, having bypassed all perimeter security along the wall with Tornan's handy-dandy human-sized sewer grate, and are now standing inside the walls in the gardens right outside the house.
Neither of you two would happen to know prestidigitation, do you? I know.
Afraid not. Not a very magic-y kind.
I don't have a single spell in my head.
I knew that the bards typically get spells. That's why I was asking. Whew.
I could viciously mock you clean, but that seems unlikely to work.
Raincloud is gonna try and wipe off his feet on the grass, clean himself up a little.
Make a animal handling check.
For handling myself. Okay. That's a 14. That's a 14.
You get all the sludge off, yeah.
He's a cat.
You find a nice ornamental pond to wash your feet off in.
Are there any koi in this pond?
Not for long.
They're sleeping.
Okay. We have a job. We have a job to do. Eyes on the prize.
Come on, it's trousers, then pegs, then book, then trousers, then pegs.
Okay. So, do we know which way the library is?
Yes, I pretty much have a good memory of which way we are supposed to go.
Looking at the mansion, you see a large glass dome. So there's a square room that has a glass ceiling for the greenhouse and swimming pool, and then there's a bit of normal roof. And then there's a large glass dome, so you can tell even from the outside of this building exactly where the library is.
Is there any entrances into the greenhouse swimming pool area?
If you're asking if there's an exterior door, there's not, but there is a glass ceiling.
Maybe we could get on top of the dome. I could use one of my claws to cut out a circle of glass.
I was thinking the same with my talon.
Honestly, my claws aren't going to cut glass, but maybe we can't silently smash through the glass, can we?
No, we cannot.
No. However, if we were to break the glass in the greenhouse, that's probably further away from any ears than the library. Is it? Beg your pardon. Is it? It's a glass sort of domed ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have any openings or window-esque bits on the way down, or is it sort of just a solid Crystal Palace sort of thing?
There are metal support structures. You're not sure from standing under them if any of them opened while you were there earlier today.
Gotcha.
Or what if we just tried to go through the front door? I mean, it's...
Yeah, what do we know based on our tour of the place? Like, is it a very convoluted route to the library, or is it just there?
He's trying to hide from ghosts, so it is a very convoluted route.
Of course.
Silva suggests that he take a quick flight up onto the actual glass dome to see if there are any openings or any places that can open, and if it looks as if it would be, and if the openings can be accessed by grappling hook or similar for the non-flyers.
Silva flies up onto the roof and examines the glass dome of the library. You look through the glass and you can see far, far below comfortable chairs and walls of books. Go ahead and make some kind of check with your skills to see and tell me what you're trying to accomplish.
Okay, I will do an investigation check to see what the structure is, whether it's a sort of a solid single piece structure or whether it's got moving parts, for want of a better term. That is a 15.
Oh yeah, with the 15, it's not a solid single piece. There are metal scaffolds, a grid, that are holding all of these glass pieces together.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
you wouldn't break the entire dome by breaking one.
Oh, I see. So yes, and sort of presumably within that investigation, he gets an idea for sort of how thick and sturdy the glass is, how it might hold up to, say, the butt of a sword or a useful rock, or possibly even small decorative statue.
It looks so delicate with your high investigation roll that you'd be afraid to step on it.
Ah, so it's not a load-bearing affair. Silva flies back to his companions and shares the information with them, pointing out that it probably wouldn't be a good idea to fling a grappling hook at it, and climbing up the side of it would be an unwise idea because of how sort of thin the glass is.
Well, so it's a flat roof, and then there's a glass dome. There's flat.
Oh, I see.
Dome.
Oh, right, I see.
So what if you just flew the grappling hook up there and set it, and then we could climb up instead of having to throw it up anyways?
Well, yes, that would definitely work. If all three of us were able to be on the roof, we could easily remove, or we might even be able to talon or claw out a panel, set it aside, and then rappel down into the library, is my understanding of what I've just checked out.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that plan.
So if we can all get onto the flat roof somehow, which I'm sure with your the stealth and the what have you will not be too difficult. It means we don't have to walk down a series of ghost trap corridors. And yeah, if we can, yeah.
Quick question. Were there any lights on in the library? And was there anyone in there, or did it look...
There were
closed?
not, and there was not.
There were no people. There were comfortable chairs, so if we do fall the last few feet, then it should be soft enough.
Okay.
For those of us who can't glide gracefully to the ground.
Well, then maybe it should be the two of us going down, since we can see better down there.
Absolutely.
And you...
Yeah, I'd be reluctant to split the party, but sure.
I mean, you stay close by, just in case we need reinforcements. But your problem is you can't see in the dark. We can find some light sources down there to light up to let you come down. But I think it would be best if the two of us.
Forgive me, DM. Did I notice if there was, like, say, a fire lit in there or anything like that?
It's completely dark in the library. A small beam of moonlight illuminates part of the room, but the rest is in shadow.
Right.
I have hooded.
Okay.
I have two hooded lanterns. One hooded lantern. No, I have one hooded lantern, so you can use that.
That works too. Okay.
My concern here is the noise that it would make smashing the glass. I have one ridiculous plan for dealing with that, but I don't think it'll work, which is cover it in wax from my candle and then use my hammer to smash it, and maybe the wax will do something to deaden the sound and or hold the glass pieces together.
Well, we'll work that out when we get up there, so...
Sure.
Well, if it is indeed... if it's so thin and delicate, then perhaps a claw or a talon could actually penetrate it, as you were sort of joking about earlier. And if others are there, the speed and, to catch it as it falls through, it doesn't involve wax, but it might work.
It'd be so cool if it works.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so you have the grappling hook.
Yes, I will take your grappling hooks and I will attach them to the sturdy flat roof.
They are attached. With an expert
attached?
hand guiding them, there's no reason why they wouldn't be firmly secured.
Well, there you go. I tie it to a chimney stack or similar.
Yeah, it's secure.
So I'm going to start climbing. I guess I got to make an athletics check, right?
Mm-hmm. And a stealth check.
Oh boy. Okay, I'm going to make those as well, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. And the only roll the Aarakocra needs to make is the stealth check, as you all theoretically are walking on this roof.
First athletics check. That's an 11 for the athletics check.
Okay, you fall off the first time.
22, 17, and 5 mod.
That's a 15. 16.
You make it up the rope.
I got 10.
10. You also fall off the first time. It's that wax on your furred fingers. You slide right back down.
Must be, but I got a 27 on stealth.
Okay, so you're not heard when you do that.
15
Excellent.
on stealth.
15 on stealth. Okay, so you don't notice anyone noticing you.
So, Raincloud, when you fall off, do you immediately just start washing yourself as if it didn't happen?
As if what didn't happen?
Exactly.
Did you fall on your feet?
Naturally.
Naturellement.
So one way or another, you're all on the roof.
Okay.
How's the view?
The view is lovely. You've never seen such a beautiful garden.
Yes, that's one for your etchings book, but if you chaps can have a look further down in there, you might be able to spot something I couldn't, but it appears to be, to my mind, and to my perfectly average eyes, absolutely clear of any unwanted attention.
Can I roll a perception check to look down through the glass and see what I see?
Yeah.
It's a 5 modified to 10.
He seems to be telling the truth. That's what you see as well.
Okay. And maybe we should have one last look to see if there's not like just one of these panes of glass is a window that swings open or something like that.
just gently invites us in. Yeah.
Would that be an investigate check?
Yeah, but that was already made on this glass pretty high.
Okay.
So just to let you know,
yeah.
The result was that you find there are panes of glass held together by a metal scaffold, and you wouldn't necessarily feel comfortable stepping on these panes of glass.
Okay.
You wouldn't trust your weight on them, but you don't know.
So what if we tried to pry out the glass and prevent it from falling?
Yeah.
I do have a crowbar.
Yeah,
Me too.
we might need something a little more,
A little more delicate, perhaps.
I have climbing spikes.
I pull out a dagger.
Okay.
So everybody justify you're trying to remove the window pane, the glass pane, from its scaffolding support. So justify the tool you're using and the roll that you're doing to do it with. As you all work on a pane of glass.
I have a dagger as well, actually. I'm going to use the dagger and, let me see, sleight of hand?
Yeah, you're dexterously trying to wedge in the dagger at the right angle, sure. And again, you can do anything you want. If you want to do your wax thing, just tell me you're doing it, and I'll let you know if it works or not.
I'll wait till one of the less crazy plans goes first.
I'm going to do it on the opposite side from him, so we're both doing it on...
Oh, okay.
We're assisting each other, so...
All right, okay. 15, 18.
18 sleight of hand.
That's a 23.
23 sleight of hand. All right. So you find that it's not about strength, it's about angle. As you lever the dagger into the slight gap between the glass and its scaffolding, and you pop it right out.
So, yes. So we set aside the glass.
There's a 2 foot by 2 foot hole in the domed arch glass bubble thing.
Okay.
Well, that should do for all of it. And you say there's sort of scaffolding in there. Is the scaffolding suitable for holding the weight of someone our size?
How would you know?
I thought I'd investigated it, but all right. Let's have... there it is. I'm just going to investigate it, aren't I?
You did investigate it. It's just are you pushing your feet on it? Are you,
Yes.
What are you physically doing, role-playing, to test out this situation?
Oh, beg your pardon. Well, on account of the fact that Silva is able to not be daunted by long drops, Silva suggests that he climb in and perch on one of the scaffold beams, and then if that seems sturdy enough, perhaps his companions can rappel one at a time down a rope as well.
I'm going to roll the luck check, and I'm going to see if this scaffolding holds you.
Okay.
If it's a 10 and above, then as you stand on that glass dome, it holds your weight. And that's a 13. You stand on the glass dome, and it holds your weight. It doesn't crumple like an inverted bell and send shards of glittering glass to the floor.
Well, it looks like the diet's working for me. I'm very pleased about that. Do you chaps feel comfortable doing it this way, or...?
You look at your friend just standing on it and occasionally jumping on it, and he seems fine.
All right. Let's try. If it holds him, hopefully he'll do the job.
I'm actually slightly unclear on what we're doing here. Are we going to shimmy down with a rope?
Yes.
Well, you two are.
Okay, and where is the rope? Is it what are we attaching are we going grappling hook or tying the rope to something?
Well, I figured that because you've got a rope each that's currently attached, either grappling or tied, one of those can be repurposed, and then...
Oh, okay.
And then you can rappel down the same one when we get back up out of here, assuming we leave the same way. You can both climb up that rope, leap out, take that rope with you, and then rappel down the same rope one at a time, leaving behind only one rope, if that makes sense.
Okay.
How far down is it?
It is 30 feet down maximum, right? Like, it's just a normal...
Okay, we can leave our ropes tied off where they currently are, and...
Yeah, if that works, yeah, let's do that. But maybe we should use the same rope together to get down, and then pull up the other rope so that it's not obvious to any guards, and then we can kind of escape from the roof safely. Does that make sense?
That sounds like a plan.
Okay.
They agree, so they do it. You shimmy
Okay.
down the rope one at a time, and then your flying friend, who seems to be having Skype problems, probably would agree to lift that rope back up onto the roof. I'm going to say that he can even untie the grappling hook for you and return your grappling hook to your inventory, if you're interested. If not, you can leave it up there.
So we have one rope that's tied up that we are shimmying down on,
Yeah.
and we can get back up with that.
Okay. All right. So you're leaving that
I
rope
think that's fine.
tied. Okay. Got it. So you're leaving
Yeah.
the rope tied and hanging through the hole in the dome.
Yeah, and I'll take my grappling hook and rope because who knows, we might not leave this way, and it's a very nice grappling hook.
Yeah. All right. So what are your passive perceptions?
Oh boy. 15.
That is a 14.
Okay. Neither of you see anything, and our friend who's having connection issues also doesn't see anything.
Oh, that's not
Okay.
good.
So are we down on the floor of the library now?
You are. It's dark. There are bookshelves rising all the way up to the ceiling, just like there were before. Again, not very useful, but very decorative.
Yeah, I didn't get a sense of how big is this library, and are we close to the main entrance that we would have come in through earlier?
It is 50 feet wide by 50 feet long and a square. And you're 2 rooms from the front door of the building.
And but how far? Well, yeah, okay, but we're in the middle of the room basically, so we're 25 feet from the door to the library, roughly.
Yeah.
Okay. And is it carpeted or wood? Is it going to be easy to stealth around here?
I'm going to roll a dice.
Okay.
It's carpeted.
Okay.
Excellent.
So I guess we look for the book in the place where the other Rin Teaberry Moon volumes were stored, right?
Yeah.
The snow leopard tabaxi walks over to the place where earlier in the day, or yesterday? It's some time ago, he saw... Oh, is it Sunday night?
Yes, it is.
Oh, you guys have to get this done tonight then. Oh, man.
Yes,
yeah.
we do.
Oh. Welcome back.
Hello. I have no idea what happened.
You're standing on the carpeted floor of the library, looking at the place where earlier you had seen the books, The Pandemonium Prison Predicament by Rin Teaberry Moon. It's, and then in parentheses, not. It's Not a Trap by Rin Teaberry Moon, and Jailbreak by Rin Teaberry Moon.
Okay.
What was the first one called again? Sorry?
The Pandemonium Prison Predicament.
Okay.
And what's your passive perception, my flying friend?
Passive perception, what would that be?
Your perception plus 10.
That would be 10.
Alrighty. You don't notice. Let's roll the dice. Okay. Tornan, you're looking at the bookshelf, reaching out a hand for another book, preparing or planning to hold it up to your face because you, with your dark vision, can simply read the cover and the title. When, as your hand reaches out, an arrow sprouts from the book that you're reaching to. Everybody roll initiative.
Oh, okay. Oh boy. It was never going to be that easy, was it?
Never is.
It never is. 18.
16.
9.
They get a surprise round on you.
Oh.
You... Again, the arrow sprouts from next to Tornan's hand, and I'm gonna roll for this so that it's fair. Oh gosh, Tornan, I'm sorry. Tornan, a second arrow is coming at you, but not at your hand. So... Does a 12 hit your AC?
No, it does not.
Good. Okay. A second arrow strikes the bookshelf inches from your body. You can feel the wood bumping into you because it was just that close to you as it strikes its mark and vibrates a bit. Tornan, you're up.
I spin around and pull out my bow. What do I see?
You have dark vision, right?
Yes.
You see 2 centaurs. who you met earlier, I might have forgotten to say this. She has one eye larger than the other. And the other centaur, her brother, has sticky outy ears. There you go. You've gotten their physical descriptions. They both fired upon you.
So this is where you work.
Samora doesn't have dark vision. They don't have dark vision. And she shouts at the shadowy figure, "Stop, thief!"
I didn't really befriend these two, so my characters. I'm going to return fire.
Are you firing lethally or non-lethally?
These guys tried to shoot me, so my character's firing lethally.
Wow, Tornan's a bad guy. All right. Just so that my players all know, there's no disadvantage to firing non-lethally in my games. There's no, mechanical reason to do that.
That is a 16. When someone tries to kill me, I return the favor.
Who are you firing at?
I guess the one with the bigger eye.
The lady who shot a warning shot next to your hand.
Okay, the other one. I can't tell. I turned my back was turned. I can't tell which one shot me. So
No. Okay, you hit her. Don't worry. It's okay. How much damage do you do?
7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. Got it. Oh, the math is so much easier. We do level 20 adventures and then level 1 adventures, back to back, 1 week after another.
Yeah.
So I had to do 600 and something hit points for the previous game, and now I'm looking at a number that I can just do the math in my head. So how much damage was that?
7 points of damage.
Okay. I have written down their hit points number. Your arrow hits her. I guess you were going for lethally. So it hits her in her chest, right below her left shoulder, as you were trying to kill her. She's not happy about that. Raincloud. Tornan, is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Raincloud, you're up.
Okay. How far away are these two?
They are 50 feet from you because they're coming in from the right door on the room, and you guys were on the left wall looking at the books.
Okay. Yeah, I am going to use my feline agility, which... no, I'm not, sorry. I'm going to dash up to them.
50 feet? Oh, wow. Okay, you run all the way up to them.
I can dash 60, so yeah, I run up to them.
Yeah.
And I say, Albrecht, Simura, it's so great to see you. What a horrible confusion we found ourselves in. Oh my word, you look like you've injured yourself. Can I help you there?
So you're trying to persuade them to not fight you?
Mid-combat, yes.
After I just shot one of them.
I'm foregoing the pre-rolled crit that I had as well.
So I'm just going to ask the players.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay if, to get one round of combat in, it takes them a moment to remember your faces? Because I don't want to deprive you entirely of combat. I've heard some people say that if they play a game of D&D and they don't get any combat in, they feel like they didn't really get to play D&D. So I like that you're role-playing, that you've met them before and that you remember their faces and stuff. And I'm going to say that I'm going to give it a 1 round delay.
Okay.
Yeah. That way we still get one round of combat in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Fine.
a look of roll your persuasion check. So let's see if this succeeds.
Okay.
And let's see if she remembers you. Are you talking to Samora or Albrecht?
I'm talking to Samora because she got hit, right?
Yeah, she got hit.
Of course, after gallantly foregoing my natural 20, I then rolled a 2, which puts me up to a total of 6, my persuasion.
Oh no, okay.
Yeah,
well, I guess it just doesn't work then.
No,
So
sure doesn't.
She doesn't recognize you. It's dark and she doesn't have any dark vision at all. So she sees a shadowy figure running at her and I'm sorry, but you dashed at her. And she did just get hit by an arrow in her chest. So that's a fatal spot to shoot an arrow at. She's quite aware. So she, I think she ducks when you run at her. And because she ducks, she totally misses what you said. She hides, She dashes behind a chair. She's dodge. But you can try again later.
Yep.
After Raincloud, it's Silva. Silva? You're not sure exactly what's going on in the combat. You've got one person trying to kill these people and the other person in your party trying to befriend these people. because of their actions, neither of them is very succeeding. So.
No.
And you can free talk with your friends, by the way. I don't take like your turn for talking to your comrades.
Oh, I see. I ask for an update because I have no visuals whatsoever.
You're completely blind.
Yeah, absolutely blind.
Oh no!
So I ask for a quick précis of what exactly is happening.
We're under attack.
Because all I've heard is thup. I've just heard thup thup and that's about it. So we're under attack.
Is it possible for me to retcon that I lit my lantern with my free object interaction?
Yes. So you can see, Silva, you can see a light at the right wall of this room, illuminating some shiny hooves, illuminating two centaurs, one of whom has an arrow sprouting from where her heart would be if she were of human anatomy.
Gotcha. Silva uses whatever ambient light there is to move somewhere slightly less in the open, because clearly the centaurs don't know who they are. But he does have one thing that should cut through all the noise of battle to remind them exactly of who they are. So Silva start... So he starts shredding in the corner in the hope that they recognize the particular stylings of Silva, the currently half-blinded bird bard.
Okay, all right, yeah. Because you did play for them previously, I'm going to say that they both recognize you. And now their turn would have been next and they would have fired arrows upon you, but we've got 2 out of the 3 people saying that they don't want to do a combat. So I'm going to listen to my party and say that they recognize you. They're like, oh, that's who was shouting at us earlier, the snow leopard with the bird bard. I got it. And they lower their bow and arrow and they do not fire. Tornan, we're back to you. So far, you've fired to kill upon Samora Ekberg.
It was my reaction to being shot at, so I see them lowering their bows and lower mine. I was just a reaction. That's all it was.
Are you apologizing to Samora when you say that? It was a reaction. That's all it was.
I'm sorry. I was simply reacting to being shot at. I don't take it very well.
Well, she's not particularly good at medicine, and there's an arrow coming out of her. So let's now exit battle order. You guys have ended the battle. Her brother runs up to her and attempts to remove the arrow. Again, without a lot of medicine, if you guys can help in any way, he's going to do more damage than good by doing this. Is anybody good at medicine?
Nope.
No.
But I'm willing to roll.
I've got a +1, isn't it? I mean, I know how to patch up a wound.
I imagine I probably only really know how to deal with my species.
I have a +2, so I'm going to give it at least a try.
Ooh.
I'm the one who caused the injury in the first place.
Yeah, you are the one who shot her, so she looks a bit apprehensive about this.
A 21!
A 21! Alright, so you remove the arrow without doing further damage, and it seems like she's going to heal up just fine. So, as the DM, I'm kind of sad because I did 2 different archer stats. So here's my page. I had precise aim and padded shoes and nimble escape and slippery as reactions. I had these battle stats all ready to go, but okay. All right, you've talked your way out.
This is what happens when you let an artist onto your you let a creative onto your team, and all of a sudden it's all just holding hands and stuff, innit?
That's okay. I'll set this page aside.
Now you know what it feels like when the party tried to avoid combat as much as possible.
Yeah, that's fine. Hey, however you guys want to play it. I don't know if the audience is aware of this. I've written out like 4 or 5 different endings to this, and I look forward to whatever the one you guys choose.
Oh.
Okay, so they are a little unhappy to see you inside their castle. I will say that Albrecht looks sternly down upon you. Centaurs are very tall. And says, "Why are you breaking into our castle?"
A job.
It's
Nothing personal.
Yes, it's nothing personal at all. It's a simple matter of expanding our knowledge and making ourselves the best traveling group of entertainers that we can be. There's a particular volume in this library that we meant to get a hold of, and after your boss didn't seem amenable to parting ways with it, we were simply left with no choice but to try and sneak in, unseen, ideally not shed any blood or ruffle any feathers, as it were, and then just sneak off into the night again.
Yes, it's called Truth in Comedy by Closely Delson. It's a very important book for performers.
Okay, make a deception check.
Can we help each other?
Yeah, so I think you just helped him.
We helped each other, so yeah, a deception check.
Yeah, so one person rolling with advantage.
Right. I'll
Go for it.
roll that again. Dirty 20.
20 is pretty high for a level 1 party. Yeah, you succeed.
All right.
You trick them. And what was the name of the book that you're looking for again?
Truth in Comedy by Closely Delson.
Okay. So
And Messy Susan as well, I think, was part of that book as well. Right?
She never got the credit.
Samora is honestly a bit done with all of this. She's been shot. She just wants to recover. So she's like, "You're here for one book? Really?"
Well, there is another book that I had I had my eye on another one. What's it called? It's a Rin Tiberi Moon book, but it's not one of the ones that we could find. It's called the Snooty Mer-Coin, I believe.
Okay, so you're just here for a book or two?
Yes.
That's it? And then you'll leave?
Unless you have any recommendations. Yes, no, we'll absolutely leave. The way we came in, no one will ever know. And just in case you should need to see a physician, then this should cover your costs. And he slips 10 gold into her, any pockets that happens to be present.
Awkward.
Into a saddlebag, baby.
Okay, yeah,
There
I
you
guess
go.
the saddlebag's pretty far away. Yeah, she doesn't kick you,
it's not.
but...
No,
No.
I'm not
Oh my gosh,
doing,
oh my gosh.
No, I don't,
Roll an animal handling check.
God.
Let's see if she kicks you.
I wouldn't be surprised. That's a 9.
Okay, no, it's really rude to put things in other people's pockets. So she stops you halfway and accepts the gold in her hand like a normal person.
Okay.
Okay. And she accepts the gold and she's like, "You have 1 hour. If you're not out of here by then, we're going to shoot you for real."
A very fair and reasonable request. Thank you.
I have one question. Where does he keep the super fancy rare books? I think this might be in with those.
This time Albrecht answers, and he's like, shrug, and he's going to go tend to his sister, who is injured. So they're going to leave you now, and they leave the library, clip, clop, clip, clop. And very sad DM points out that she makes no sound when she moves because of her padded shoes.
That's how we didn't hear the clip-clops earlier, I suppose.
Yeah. And Albrecht is slippery, which means that if an attack on him misses, he moves 5 feet away without provoking an opportunity attack. So you're alone in the library. Tell me what you do.
Silva takes one of the hooded lanterns and scans the shelf where the other Rin Tiberi Moon titles are.
Do some kind of skill, and I'll tell you what you find.
I suppose it's investigation, isn't it? That
Or perception, whatever's higher.
critical 1.
Oh, you,
Set myself on fire.
No.
Okay.
You knock some books off of the wall and are so distracted by putting them back on that you spend a good 10 minutes doing that. For Tornan, how are you investigating the library?
Are there any glass cases or anything where valuable books would be kept?
There are not.
Okay. I'm going to look at the names on the books. Are they in kept in alphabetical order or just hodgepodge?
Alphabetical order.
Okay, what's the name of the author again?
Rin Tiberi Moon.
Okay, I'm going to look for the M section.
Okay, I mean, again, you see The Pandemonium Prison Predicament by Rin T-Berry Moon. You see It's, parentheses, Not a Trap by Rin T-Berry Moon. And you see Jailbreak by Rin T-Berry Moon.
So they're not here. Uh-oh.
So you're standing in front of the bookshelf looking at it?
Yes.
All right, well, that's what you're up to. Now, for our snow leopard friend. He knows, and he just saw, that one of you has knocked over a lot of books and is picking them up, and the other is standing in front of a bookshelf looking inquisitively at the Rin T-Berry Moon section, which lacks the book of interest.
Okay, well, I think what Raincloud wants to do is have a look around and find if there is any sort of a section for, like, really special fancy books, and if not, maybe try to find some sort of a secret door to such an area.
There's no special section for secret fancy books, so what are you up to?
I guess I'm going to try and figure if I can find some sort of, like, classic pull the book down door type thing. And I'm going to try and find that by seeing if there's anywhere on the carpet that looks like it's had, like, a swinging door or some sort of perturbance.
Okay. Roll a check. Any kind of check that you'd like and justify it.
I'm going to go perception because he's a cat. He's, he knows about carpets and things. I don't know. That's a 17.
With a 17, you see that one section of the carpet is smushed down flatter than other sections of the carpet right near the wall, near the bookshelf where a secret door would swing open.
Ooh, I excitedly try every possible book in that bit of shelf.
You're pulling books down one by one, and one book seems a bit stuck.
Oh! I unstick it.
You pull harder. As the book tilts, the shelf next to it swings aside, revealing a narrow, dark passage.
Gentlemen, I think I found something.
Okay.
Silva places the last book that he has knocked over back on it and spins around and congratulates Raincloud.
This really has been a dream of mine for as long as I can remember, since I was a kitten, to find one of these cool little secret doors. I'm gushing right now. I'll stop. Let's go. Let's go.
Please lead the way.
Yes.
I shall.
Raincloud steps into the narrow, dark passage. You've discovered a tiny room. There is a tiny bed, a tiny writing desk, and a tiny shelf with candles, paper, ink, and pen. It's about halfling-sized, all of this stuff.
Is the book we're looking for there?
Do some kind of check, and I'll tell you
perception.
what happens. Everybody should in this room, and tell me what you're perceiving. Again, there's a tiny bed, a tiny writing desk, and a tiny shelf.
I'm checking out the shelf with a 19.
Okay. You find candles, paper, ink, and pen. You would deduce from this that if someone were, to be writing, they could light the candles and use the paper, ink, and pen to write.
I got a 7, and I think that just means I'm marveling at how cute the tiny bed is.
The tiny bed is super adorable, and it's made. It also, a 7's not like the best thing ever, so I'm not going to tell you very much. But it's all very dusty in here. Yep. 7's not great, so you don't get more than that. And
12.
Silva, what are you examining, and how are you examining it?
Silva is examining the desk, possibly if there's any drawers or storage similar, but with a 12.
Oh, you pull open the drawer and you hear an odd rustling sound with your 12. Yeah, that's high enough. When you pull open the drawer, you hear a weird cracking sound or rustling sound.
Tilting the lantern, Silva reaches in to see what the drawer contains.
The drawer is empty, so when you reach inside, you don't find anything. Disappointed, you go to close the drawer, and again you hear that odd, crackling, weird sound.
Is it possible for Silva to remove the drawer completely?
Silva removes the drawer completely, and you see, once you've pulled the drawer out of the desk, on the underside of it, you find where aged glue no longer securely holds a hidden piece of paper to the bottom of the drawer. Dry and flaky due to age, the glue has disintegrated, and you are able to hold the paper in your hands. Do you read it?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I'm so proud of you guys for investigating. Yay.
Assuming it's in a language Silva can understand.
In common, you find the following. Schoolmaster equals the classroom. Conversation equals voices rant on. Listen equals silent. Astronomer equals moon starer. The eyes equals they see. A gentleman equals elegant man. Funeral equals real fun.
It's a series of anagrams.
Oh, so what does Snooty Mer-Coin translate to?
Yay, my players are so smart.
I was just looking in it, and you can't get Smurf out of it, so...
This is the first time I've ever almost succeeded at any puzzle ever. I'm terrible at these. Oh, what were the names of the other two books by Rin Tiberi Moon?
Those are some of our past adventures. The Pandemonium Prison Predicament, It's Not a Trap,
Okay.
and Jailbreak are all Fire Breathing Kittens adventures.
Okay, so they are not anagrams of...
That's the inside joke there, yeah.
They're not...
Right. Is Rin Tiberi Moon an anagram? No, it looks too... Who knows? But Snooty Mer-Coin, and that's with a hyphen.
It is, yeah. It could not be, if that helps. I don't know.
Oh, fine. Okay. Just wanted to know how integral that was.
Nope,
Okay.
not integral.
Fair enough. Interesting. So are we finding... do we feel as a group that there is more to find in this room? Is there a sort of bedside table or anything, or is it just the desk and the bed and the chair and the shelf?
I had a look. I couldn't find it more. I don't know.
I think we've pretty much rinsed this place for information, haven't we? But
Yeah.
it's it seems like a Smurf-sized writer would once have been here, but given the dust everywhere, no one's been in it for a while. I imagine if we'd found out the name of that Smurf, this would be a lot easier.
We did. Someone said it.
Oh.
Was it? Yeah,
Enrico Bart.
It was Enrico Bart. Oh, Enrico and Mer-Coin are... That's an anagram. That's Enrico. No, Er-Coin.
There's no E in Snooty Mer-Coin.
Yes, there is.
How do you spell?
Coin.
Oh, is it M-E-R? I
Yeah.
beg your pardon.
So Er-Coin is Enrico, and then we have Snooty M. So Snooty M. Is that correct? Yeah. Enrico. Yeah. Snooty M. Moon, and S-T-Y. Sty Moon.
What's the name? What's Enrico's?
Enrico Bart.
Bart.
Is his surname.
So we can then cross off Moon. So then we have the remaining letters are S, T, and Y. Is there any clues maybe in the other anagrams? We can S, T, Y. But that doesn't sty. Oh, is there a pigsty in this place?
No, you guys have gone down an interesting path.
Okay.
The DM will tell you that Enrico's correct.
Enrico.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I should reward you a little bit.
Enrico. So we have M-S-T-Y, right?
Enrico. It could be Enrico, my snoot.
We have S-N-O-T-Y, M-O, and I as the letters that are left after we remove Enrico from the...
I will repeat the puzzle because it's always good to give you guys more time to think. It's the book title is spelled S-N-O-O-T-Y M-E-R-C-O-I-N.
Okay.
And Enrico is spelled E-N-R-I-C-O.
Enrico, my snoot. Maybe it's a biography. Because it doesn't fit my story, but it's nearly there.
Is there anything to be said for the word moon appearing in our remaining letters?
It's not supposed to. That's a fun...
Okay.
No. All right, because that's quite a nice red herring with the M-U-N. So are we? Would this potentially be a reveal that Rin Tiberi Moon all along was Enrico Bart? Are we dealing with a pen name and someone who doesn't want this to be known?
You've got quite the theories, don't you?
Yeah.
So if when we take out Enrico, we've got Snooty M, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, Snooty M. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've got Moon's Tune. They don't exist yet.
Is not.
Now the I's been used in Enrico.
You're right.
My Snoot. My.
I mean, I'm still banking on it being my snoot personally, but
My Snoot Enrico. The audience is probably thinking about it.
it's like
Raincloud investigates his own
Enrico
snout.
my snoot. It's like, you know.
Once you've seen it, you can't unsee it, and it's the only thing you can see.
So much.
Well, something for you guys to think about.
Isn't it? Well, we don't have the book. We still need to find it. So I don't know. You've already found one secret passageway, Raincloud. Any ideas?
Well, okay, my theory is that is not the name of the book, but the name of the book that we were given is a clue to something else.
Oh, sorry, just to interrupt. Have we investigated the bed?
A little, yeah.
Would it be prudent to do more, or is it probably fine?
You investigate and find that it is dusty.
Ah.
It looks like Tornan is trying to show me something, but I can't see what it is.
I'm working out the anagram. Sorry.
Okay.
That was just was on the back of my paper that I was using. Sorry.
Yep.
No worries. Could you read out all the other anagrams very quickly again, please?
Schoolmaster equals the classroom. Conversation equals voices rant on. Listen equals silent. Astronomer equals moon starer. The eyes equals they see. A gentleman equal elegant man. Funeral equals real fun.
Okay, so all of those are either the same meaning or the opposite meaning, like real fun and funeral, or elegant man, and whatever the other one was. So, what is either the exact same? What's Snooty Mer-Coin the opposite of? What's the opposite of Snooty Mer-Coin? Like land dwelling coin that's like really down to earth.
Yeah. Really got his feet on the ground. Yeah.
As I hinted at, I'm terrible at puzzles. That first thing was a fluke.
Yeah, land dwelling banknote. Yeah.
What do you know about Enrico, by the way?
What do we know about
Has he
Enrico?
gone by any other names?
Yes. He was son of the moon. Okay. So we still have Snooty M. We have Moon.
Except for
And then
we
we
already
have
used up the
STY.
N from Enrico for Enrico.
No, there's two N's.
There's two.
Coin and Snooty.
So we've
Ooh.
We have son. To my son. To my son, Enrico. By Rin Tibri
Sure.
Moon. Son of the Moon. It's his mum's book that was written specifically for him, which is why there's only one copy, which is why Fatty Snow Elf has got it.
But why does he want it burned?
Well, we don't know about that, but to my son, Enrico, is a perfect anagram of Snooty Mer-Coin.
Yeah. Okay.
And if he is the son of the moon,
The mother is the moon.
the mother is Rin Tibri Moon. So Enrico Bart may well not be his true name. He may well be Enrico Moon. But I don't know how Smurf name traditions go, so that's mindless bird-brained speculation on my part.
Is Rin T-Berry Moon possibly an anagram as well? Because Rin and T-Berry are such weird choices.
Are we just going to stand in here inhaling dust and working out letter puzzles? Because we can do that on the way home.
Half an hour has passed.
Yeah.
We still had to find this book.
Book, yeah. But I don't think we're going to.
Yes, that's what I mean. We can work out anagrams on the train.
First, we had to find the book.
Yes. Now, we never found out if he had a place where extra special things were kept, did we? But
No.
no one's really fessing up on that one, are they?
I know we haven't really quite, settled on our moral center as a group here. I mean, we did have that arrow incident, which was regrettable, but is there anything to be said for, maybe bringing a book with us that says Rin T-Berry Moon on it, burning it so that only the author's name is visible, and then being like, hey, Just maybe as a backup if we don't figure out this puzzle.
Grab that copy of Jailbreak as we come back out, and if not, we've got a nice first edition.
Just avoid it's not a trap, because obviously it's a trap.
It's probably a trap.
Oh, don't pick up the trap one. That would be foolish. Get the Jailbreak sounds good.
Did the centaurs give us a time limit?
Yeah, an hour.
An hour. We've got half an hour left.
You're currently standing in the library, and Tornan or Silva, one of you, I guess Silva is holding the Jailbreak copy.
Pop that in the old pack.
I'm going to pull out the other books by Moon.
All right, you hold the other books, The Pandemonium Prison Predicament and It's Not a Trap.
Actually, I'm going to open all of them and see if the dust jackets correlate to the typed contents or the written contents inside.
They do, and the contents are typed. These are first editions.
Ooh.
Printed books.
I'm going to look behind them, see if there's anything on the shelf behind them.
There's not.
Nice. Oh. Nice idea.
Yeah, just seeing if it was hidden or something, you know?
No. Very wise, very wise. So we've got half an hour, and we've only found one secret place in here, which presumably... I mean, are we thinking that Rin Tiberi Moon was held there for a time, or...?
Probably.
Dunno, I feel like I'm missing a key piece of information.
Yes, as do I.
To make you feel better, you have all of the pieces of information.
That piece of paper again.
Yes.
Schoolmaster equals the classroom. Conversation equals voices rant on. This part doesn't matter. You figured it out. It's an anagram.
Oh, right. That was just to tell us anagrams. Right. In which case...
Are there any other books in here that are an anagram?
Here's something, okay? To my son Enrico, right? And it's Enrico Bart, and the letters from Bart appear in Rin Tiberi Moon. When you remove them, you get Rineer, but I don't know if that spells anything. Or if...
You guys hear a sound from further in the mansion.
Uh-oh.
Just to remind you, there are other rooms.
Oh.
Let's go to a different room in this in this absolute labyrinth of a stately home. All
right. So you're in the library. Well, there's a hidden room as well. So there's that. Picture bottom, left and right, and top, like picture a cube. On the bottom wall, there's a door that you know goes to the sitting and game room. On the right, there's a door that you're not sure where it goes. And on the top of the room, there's a door that you're not sure where it goes. Because you guys ended your tour early.
Didn't we just?
What if he took it in with him to the sitting room? I mean, we know that we kind of let slip that we know what we're looking for. So could he have taken the book?
Let's have a look.
Yeah, easily. Because he's not a reader, so he won't have it, presumably won't have it on his bedside table, but he might have it somewhere else. There might be a display case or something.
You're in the sitting room. You look around and don't see any books.
Okay. Let's maybe look at the rooms we haven't, or maybe I'm going to look for more secret doors, actually.
Investigation check.
Not one.
There are no secret doors in this room.
Except for that time you tried to open your tail by mistake. But let's look in a different room, because I feel that even if he's moved it into a different room, it's going to be on display somehow. That's my general vibe of this guy, so...
In the sitting room, there's the door that you came out of, which is on the top of... Picture a square. It's on the top of the square. There's two doors in the bottom of the square that you know lead to the greenhouse and the swimming pool. On the right wall is also a door that you do not know where it goes.
Secret mystery door, please, I think. Right?
Yes. Yeah. No, I agree.
Okay, they open the mystery door. They see a long hallway stretching out before them. Every foot, there's a stair that rises 3 inches. You guys really should check out the Winchester Mansion. It's so fun. She was a really short lady, so she made the stairs her size. She was like...
Wow.
Yeah, anyway.
I would love to go, but I'm 6'3". I imagine that would be just deeply uncomfortable. But anyway, luckily,
right, so
however,
go up.
Silva is 5'6", so that's fine. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, you're walking down the hallway, slightly ascending by 3 inches every foot. And there's a left turn, and you can see that the stair goes like up, so you can see that it's the hallway continuing, but in a complete U, to confuse the ghosts. And then
Of course.
after going around the U, it goes to the right for a really long way. Are you guys going that way?
Sure.
Okay.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
You find yourself going down in elevation, and then the hallway goes to the right.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, this is...
It goes to the right again. It goes to the right again, but that's a dead end that curves in upon itself. And then you can go to the left.
These are just words now. Yes.
There's portholes in this wall, so you can see into the kitchen.
Oh.
And you keep walking. You go to the left, you go to the right, you go to the left, you go straight for a long time, and you've now reached a T hallway. You can go to the left or to the right. There's no doors here, just arched walls. And you can see clearly to the right is the banquet hall, and to the left is the kitchen.
Well, we're going to be...
I don't suspect that the kitchen is going to yield much.
So let me tell you all
for
of your
our interest.
options. All of your options. So far you've found a banquet hall, a kitchen, a greenhouse and a swimming pool, a sitting and a game room, a library and a hidden room, and there's one door in the library that you did not explore. The door in the top wall.
Let's just backtrack and go
Yes,
to that.
that's probably an oversight.
Let's do that.
Your DM is generous, and there are only
Thank you.
20 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, but what a 20. Yeah.
So you're back in the library. You have only 20 minutes left before your hour is up, too. Let's put it in real time. So
Sure.
there is one door that you did not explore. It's wooden, and it's in the top. If this is a square, it's in the top wall. What do you do?
Okay.
Well, would one of you gentlemen please do the honors? You can...
I'm gonna listen first. And listen at the door, make sure there's no one behind it. Perception check, that's a 7 + 5. 12, right?
You don't hear anything.
Alright. I'll confidently open the door then.
Okay, are you doing that with what level of noise are you attempting?
I'm gonna do it quietly, because that's my baseline is stealth.
Okay, well then roll a stealth check.
Okay. Ooh, and that is a 22.
Whoa, that's stealthy. So that's good, because when you open the door, you see this bedroom has a tidily made king-sized bed, and tucked into it a very fat, snoring snow elf.
Ooh.
It has comfortable chairs in front of a fireplace, and a little side bookshelf next to the bed, and a large window overlooking the grounds.
Okay, I give the lads like a shush, like, he's in there, keep it down. And then I'll pad over on my little cat paws and investigate the bookshelf.
One of the novels has a handwritten name on the spine. The book's name? Snooty Mer-Coin by Rin T-Berry Moon.
Nice. I'm taking it.
You lift the book with a stealth check again from the shelf.
13.
What?
A 6 + 7, 13.
Oh! He starts a little bit in his sleep, but you remove the book successfully from the shelf.
Nerves. Jesus. Okay. All the hair on Raincloud's back is sticking up at the moment. And his eyes are doing that big wide thing like he's hunting.
Cat eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, let's very silently get out of here, close the door.
Okay, you do that. You are now standing back in the library, having retrieved Snooty Mer-Coin from the master bedroom.
Okay. I'm going to try and resist the curiosity to like open it and read it and see what we missed anagram-wise.
Yeah. Immediately sit down cross-legged and read it, yeah.
Silva sits down cross-legged and read it?
No. I was saying that's the urge
You can
trying
do
to
it.
resist.
I
Nah.
wrote a description.
Let's do it outside. Let's do it outside. I'm really...
It's getting red, don't you worry, but not at the scene of the crime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So I recommend that Tornan and Raincloud shimmy up their escape rope, and then when that is clear, I can fly up out of the window, and we can try and replace the pane.
Athletics check from both of the climbers.
Sorry, I just made it so that you two had to do an athletics check. I'm sorry.
That's kind of right.
18.
8.
Okay. So, Tornan, you make it up the rope just fine, and there's a loud thump as a cat butt hits the ground. Sorry. No, you land on your feet, right? So there's a bit of a thump as the cat lands on his feet and then is able to scramble up the rope, hoping that behind him nobody has awoken. You're all on the roof again.
The
sake of... carry on.
I'm carefully putting the panel of glass back in place as carefully as I can.
Yes.
So that...
Yeah. Nice. You guys are so sneaky. I love it. There's no evidence that you were here. Except for maybe some blood in the library.
And a wound on a certain centaur.
Yeah, but who doesn't have a library full of blood? It's alright, she can pop a cardigan on, no one will know. That's my answer for everything.
Yeah.
So once my companions have alighted down the rope, I untie the rope and glide down, returning it to them.
Mm-hmm. You guys are successfully through the sewers and outside of the walls of the mansion.
Excellent.
I high-five my companions.
Yeah, high fives all around.
Congratulations.
High fives all around. What time is it?
4 o'clock in the morning.
We gotta get back to our part of town fast.
Of course, it's Monday morning, yes.
Do we have time for a quick nap before we get back to the part of town where we're... Never mind.
Let's not.
No, I'm afraid not. So we hightail it to the train station, I imagine.
Okay. It's 5 o'clock and you can take the first train.
Okay.
Excellent. So we get ourselves settled, and luckily no one's coming near us because we've not been able to access a shower, and we've been in a sewer in the last hour.
That's true.
So
yeah.
So once we get settled, Silva cracks open Snooty Mer-Coin, and we all start having a look.
All right, everybody subtract 1 gold for your train fare as you're on your way back to Nicomoy.
Someone's going to have to cover me. I'm already at 0.
All right.
He does have 60 from this adventure.
Yeah, I got 60, but actually 6 of those are yours, so...
I care not for material possessions, but thank you.
Just enough to buy your train tickets.
It's your 10%. It's
Oh, I see. So we're in business then, I take it.
Yeah, well, for that we certainly were. Yes, those I wouldn't have got that 60 without you. So yep, 10%.
Raincloud licks his paw and extends it. Don't leave me hanging.
Silva secretes into his hand and shakes back.
Oh, I say.
It's still better than the sewers. It's still better than that.
Okay, you're all safely on the train. Tornan is a bit grossed out by the antics of... This is how elves become judgmental, so you just got to keep an open mind. Don't become like the flower lady, you know. All right, I'm going to describe the book to you. Snooty Mer-Coin. It's a very, very poorly written story about the history of a talking gold coin possessed by a merman. The coin's long life from being first smelted, passed through countless hands, poured into a wooden chest with other coins, loaded onto a ship, and sailed to foreign lands. The coin was captured by pirates and eventually sunk to the bottom of the sea. The sentences are choppy and only barely understandable.
Are these all anagrams?
Probably.
Is that what's happening? Right, someone get a quill. No,
I pull a feather out of Silva.
Just start scrawling. You're lucky I've not slept. Now, let me see, I suppose. What should we investigate? Possibly... Can Silva do a history check to see about whether any of this is possibly allegorical or anything like that?
Yeah, do a history check. You can do any sort of checks you guys want. I suggest rolling a diversity of checks on this one.
That's a 10 I've got, so...
Okay, with a 10, you don't remember anything like this from history.
Right.
I'm going to do a perception check and just try to just kind of take in the book in general. Just see, is there anything weird about it? Raincloud is kind of, he's interested by artifacts and stuff, and, you know, he feels like he's got a good eye for this stuff.
Are any of you guys good at, like, religion or arcana or nature or anything that you
Nature.
just let me...
I am good at nature. That's about it.
Roll a nature.
Oh, but I got a 23 on perception. 22, sorry.
Oh.
What are you trying to perceive?
If it is indeed a series of anagrams or just a badly written book.
With a 22, you're able to recognize some of these. Like, from the list that you saw earlier, you see the word funeral there, and you're like, I know what this is. Yeah.
Well, I don't know anything.
I'm going to give a religion check
Okay.
for an 8, so...
All right. You're a bard, right? So
Yeah.
you're... What kind of skill would you check for bard knowledge?
I'm not 100% certain.
Maybe do an intelligence saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah.
14.
Oh, 14's pretty good.
Oh.
Okay, so as a bard, you're familiar with the bard spell called Comprehend Languages. It says that it would take you about 1 minute to read one page of text. And it's a divination. I'm holding the spell up to the camera. The podcast listeners can't hear this. It's a divination ritual that bards can cast that, yeah.
Well, in that case, I shall do that.
You understand any written language that you see. I don't know if this is one of your spells, but it's something a bard could potentially know. So you would know that you would know of it, if that makes sense.
Oh, right.
So you're not able to do it right now.
No,
but
I'm not actually. No, I can't do it.
You're like, I've been trained in bard stuff, and I know that comprehend languages is a thing that exists.
I've also got a background in spying, so I recognize it as a cipher of some description.
Right. So you're not sure what the real story is, but you know that it could be read.
I have thieves' cant. Is that any use to me here?
It's a language. Cant is a historical term used to describe a language, usually by a group of people that are ostracized from the main group, so they develop their own secret dialect.
Mm-hmm.
You're essentially a Cockney.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got a...
Or like Polari.
Is there anything about apples and pears in here?
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Well, tell you what, you have a butcher's at this and see whether you can work it out.
So none of you can read it, but you're all aware that it's a story that is cleverly disguised as another story.
Okay.
Question. Do you all destroy the book right now on this train?
Oh, heavens to Betsy, no. Is Silva's vote.
Let's take the other book our decoy book. Let's carefully destroy that to the point where it looks like this book.
I have a better idea.
Yes.
I tear the cover off the book.
Which one?
Off of Snooty Mer-Coin.
Okay, the cover is removed. It's ripped right off the book.
All we need is the cover to show that we destroyed it.
You're correct. Silva pulls out another one of his feathers and writes down all of the text that is on any of the covers on another piece of paper so that they have the full range of information that's available to them.
I love it. Silva has preserved any hidden messages.
We need to burn this cover a bit so make it look like the contents were burned, but the cover was preserved.
Shouldn't be difficult. Anyone with a box of matches could achieve that.
If you guys have a basic exploration kit of some kind, I'm going to say that you've got the ability to light a match.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's do it when we're off the train. Otherwise, we'll probably get fined. So,
Yeah, agreed. I have an explorer's kit, so I can easily do it. We're going to keep the actual contents of the book.
And the information from the cover.
Yep. Oh, and did I mention that it's a handwritten book? There's only one copy of Snooty Mer-Coin, by the way. Yep. Okay, so you are off the train. You have Snooty Mer-Coin. You have the Pandemonium Prison Predicament, Jailbreak, and It's Not a Trap. You are standing in Nicomoy as the sun is about to rise. It's just before sunrise, 6 a.m. maybe.
I set part of the cover on fire from Snooty Mer-Coin, and I guess we head for the Boar's Head Inn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Holding our smouldering remains and trying to disguise the fact that we also have loads of other books written by who we assume is this person's parent.
You arrive at the Boar's Head Inn and make your way past the receptionist, who nods, you don't have to bribe her this time, to the second floor and the third door on the left.
I knock on the door.
Yeah.
Enrico Bart, the son of the moon, opens the door. At first, you see nothing because you're looking at eye level, and then you look down and there's a Smurf.
We have brought you proof of the destroyed book.
You have? Let's see it.
Yeah, sorry for cutting it so fine.
I hand him the cover of the book.
Okay, he accepts the burned cover from the book from you and says, Snooty Mer-Coin, I knew it existed. And he accepts the burned cover from you.
Can I ask you a question, Mr. Bart?
Do you need to know?
I don't need to know, but I'm by nature a curious cat. Some say it will one day be my undoing. But I have to know, why did you want this book destroyed?
You wouldn't understand.
Try me!
He loves being tried.
Here's the part where, as the DM, I'm going to say that you have the ability to coax him into talking to you, but it's not going to be just asking.
Okay, could I roll a persuasion check?
Well, there's a bit of an information exchange here. You know something that would get him to talk.
We know this was written we know what the book, the cover of the book means to my son Enrico.
Whoa, that blows his mind. Okay. What do you mean?
It's an anagram.
Snooty Mer-Coin. It's a simple wordplay.
So simple. We got it in seconds.
As soon as you said it, I immediately thought, wow, if that guy is called Enrico, which we've just confirmed you are, then definitely by a parent. I'm just going to front that one out for a bit.
He starts crying and he sits down in the chair. His shoulders are shaking as he bawls, and he's like, he named it for me?
This Rin Tibri Moon, prolific author, who is he to you?
My dad, Rainier Moon Bart.
Rainier. I spelled something wrong.
REYNIER MUNBART.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a really famous author until he left us one day. He left my mom and me, and he went to write his masterpiece. And I hated him ever since. He's left my mom and me all alone for these past 10 years.
So wait, was this book supposed to be his masterpiece?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not 100% sure that this is going to be entirely good news, Enrico, because we found the place where we suspect he wrote this book.
Oh yeah, living in luxury like he always wanted? He couldn't stand to stay with us because we were too poor? He seems so offended.
He lived in little more than a cell.
A cell? But he was in a mansion.
He was in a mansion with a cell in it.
More like a prison.
It was.
Enrico looks at horror at the book in front of him, and he says, why would he do that?
I imagine, if our knowledge of Martin is anything to go by, that he was offered a very, very nice deal and received short shrift, to say the least. I fear your father and your mother and you, as an extension, were victims of a greedy, fat fool.
Oh no, I'd always heard that Martin Casciolini made terrible deals with his employees. But I figured that my dad was living it up in luxury without us. You're saying that he was a prisoner? And he might have been writing this book against his will?
I think the book he was writing he wanted to write. But the conditions under which he was writing them were definitely not his ideal.
Well, what's a Snooty Mer-Coin? What is that? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
No, but if you rearrange the letters, to my son, Enrico.
Oh my god, and I destroyed it. No.
Actually...
Well, here's the bit where we potentially have a bit of good news for you. You see, it took quite a long time for us to work out exactly what was going on, and I've got to say, secrecy to us is bread and butter, so we couldn't help but take a look at the book and felt it would be foolish to destroy it, so Silva produces the coverless manuscript and places it in front of him.
Aww. And it is a level 1 spell, Comprehend Languages. Enrico knows it. He does some magic on the book, and with a blue, sprinkly, glittery, magical sparkles, the letters magically rearrange. It's like when you tilt a dial and it's got a left and a right setting. So they've got an anagram setting, and then they've got a common setting. And they rearrange themselves into a touching story written by a dying man for his son, written by an author who loved his family very much. He loved them enough to toil for 4 years in a dark, hidden room to write a heart-moving adventure novel for his son, who he would never see grow up, because the lord of his land had commanded him to write only for him. Because the rarest books are the most precious, said Martin Casciolini. Your books are rarer if I'm the only owner. You will write for me until you die. Work for me exclusively, or I'll blacklist your family. I'll ban, this book tells you, he said. I'll ban your books from all the bookstores in my territory. I'll make it so no one will hire any of you. Unable to get jobs, your family and you will starve to death in the cold, cold winter. Or you can work only for me, and write only for me, and all be very comfortable. It's not your choice. You will do it, Casciolini had said, and this book tells you. And so, out of a love for his son, Rainier Moon Bart, or as he was known by his pen name, Rin Teaberry Moon, wrote in that room for years. He wrote an amazing anagram story, getting weaker each day, not seeing daylight again. Finally, in a fit of coughing, he was no more. The book was all that was left of him. Perhaps Martin Casciolini was right. Maybe the spirit of Rin Teaberry Moon did still watch over that novel, his rarest possession. We, the audience, watch as the camera pans out on his son reading his adventure novel for the first time, and maybe we can imagine that the spirit of Rin Teaberry Moon watches that as well. Yay! Thank you all for playing!
Yay, we did it.
Thank you. Yeah. We made a Smurf boy happy.
And you all got 1/3 of 100 gold. All right. Joining us this time were...
So 33 with 1 left over.
Tornan.
Goodbye. Good game.
Raincloud.
Fare thee well.
And Silva.
Until the next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you to the show Fairy Tale for providing inspiration for the plot for this episode. This is based on the 3rd episode of the show Fairy Tale. Watch it. It's a good show. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, check out our show, The Dead Pixels of the Internet, with me, Joe, and Lorne, where we talk about a many variety of things on our show. You like anime? No? Okay, that's fine. You don't have to like it. You like video games, huh? Not that either? It's okay. We talk about movies. We talk about nostalgia. We talk about living in Chicago. We talk about funny memes, what we like on that day, what we don't like, and also, you might learn a thing or two. We don't. Especially. But yeah, check us out at the Dead Pixels of the Internet.
Hey there, this is Steven with Level 1 Sword, the podcast where I give you my brutally honest opinions on all things gaming. Every 2 weeks, we go through the latest gaming news, whether it's related to Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, or even those quirky aftermarket console clone makers in a clean, family-friendly show. I've been gaming for decades and have seen just about everything, but the video game industry still manages to surprise even a veteran like me. Check out Level 1 Sword wherever you listen to podcasts.
Go back to a time where life was simpler, where you could leave your doors unlocked. A time of block parties, bobby socks, and soda jerks. A time to gather around the radio and listen to your favorite sitcom before there was television. So come back with me in an old-time radio comedy time machine.